People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.
Myself to the screen, that would help. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. I'm Abs of October Red, and welcome to 2025's first watch along. I know I said I was going live at 8:30. I'm a bit early, only because the box of cards running slightly ahead of schedule. We've just seen Lucas Rohrig put on a performance, a fighter that I've heard a lot about. So it's nice to see what he's about. Aggressive, come forward, and clearly a hard hitting puncher, not just a boxer. Trained by George Groves. I know that he sparred the likes of Jay Opataya, who spoke extremely highly of him. I'm trying to sort out my Instagram so I can go live on that. Yep, just making sure that is all live on Instagram. If you are tuning in from Instagram, I won't necessarily see any comments, so it is best that you join via X or YouTube, but I'm streaming it across IG because I can now. I'm not on an IG ban anymore. Boxing's been busy. I've missed you lot. I was scheduled to do a live this week with Wiley. Time delays, different countries, etc. It flopped. But we're going to plan to do it in the future because I know a couple of you were like, "Yeah, this is going to be good," and I was gassed. And then I sat there waiting and waiting and waiting. But this is the world that we live in. Sometimes things go smoothly and according to plan, and then sometimes they don't. Sometimes they flop. And I'm one of these that won't hide it. So it was a flop, but we're here. And it's good to be back with you guys, actually, because I've missed you loads. Stuart Gold, good evening to you as well. Oh, great interview with Eddie the other day. Cheers for that, Stuart. I did quite a few bits. I've been taking some feedback from you guys. Obviously, I've got so much time for the subscribers. Like I said, you're the ones that are building the channel. You're the ones that are playing the videos. You're the ones that are sharing it, etc., talking about it. So listen, I'm very, very grateful to you guys. It looks like he's got a bit of a shiner as well, just looking at the Pulse fight with Lucas there. It looks like he got caught maybe with the jab hands from his opponent as well. But yeah, so I've taken some feedback. You guys were moaning, saying I'm not out there enough. So that's what I've done. Gone back out there. I am out there. I was supposed to head over to Saudi, but can't do it this time. So I'm definitely going to be doing what we did last time, live watch along. To be fair, the Saudi watch alongs that we do, the Riyadh season watch alongs in this room are solid anyway. So I can't even complain about them because I absolutely love doing them with you guys. So it is what it is. So we will be here February the 22nd, and it's going to be a marathon because I'm going to do every single fight. So it'll be an early start, a late finish, but we'll be doing all of it. Obviously, if I need to nip off, I can play some background music and then come back in between each fight. But it's too tough to say, I'll start at this fight. No, you've got Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith at at the start of the card. And there's no way I'm going to be missing that fight. Let me just jump into the chat. So, Jesus, saludos to you. You man are done for. Thank you. Good evening to you as well. Jesus is saying Lipinets will hurt Azim. I'm interested to see this fight. You know, if I'm honest, I don't know how the fight's gonna go. I try not to get gassed on prospects because sometimes when that happens, we get let down. And you know what us boxing fans are. I'm a boxing fan, so I don't want to get my feelings hurt. So we'll see what happens. Lipinets is very experienced. Obviously, I was there at the press conference. Obviously, he's not coming there just to cash a check. He's coming to fight. He's coming to win. So yeah, I mean, I'm very interested in that fight. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Mr. A, good evening to you. Hope you're all done. Yeah, flops equals progress, lessons learned. But you know what, done for? Loads of times I've had like people like supposed to turn up and not supposed to turn up. Sometimes like that's why sometimes with the lives I don't announce it. I just do it like off the cuff because sometimes when you announce it, people don't turn up. Like there's regular people that will always turn up and don't let me down. And if they do, they'll give me sufficient notice so I can feed that back to you guys and say, yo, there's going to be a postponement. So it is what it is. We keep it moving regardless. Good conversations were had last week. I know that the hot topic, maybe it's about a week old now, was obviously the rehydration issue about the 170, the extra £10 allowed for Chris Eubank Jr. to rehydrate to. I've asked the question, which basically is, if you didn't like that rehydration, why would you sign the contract? And obviously Ben's give his reasons, and obviously Elliot, who's Chris Eubank Jr. Manager, he's give his reasons. Those conversations are out there for you guys to have a look at. But what I did see is a very interesting, obviously Chris Eubank Senior has got his own channel, and he's uploaded a recent video, and I've got to say, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's very interesting the way he lays it out and why he puts his concerns forward. I was hoping, and it still could happen, that Senior is going to walk Junior out just for the effect of like being physically there, the walkout, all of that stuff. But we'll see what happens. I don't know now if that's going to happen after obviously the video that's been put out. All right, yeah, that's a good one. Here's who starts it off. Did you see Junaid Bostan's performance? Yes, very, very tough opponent. Bilal Fawaz. If he's been around for a while. I get it. The big platform, Matchroom. A lot of people wouldn't have known who he was, but those that know boxing know that he's been around for a bit, know that he's not a pushover, know that it's going to be a tough fight, and that it was. Look, from when the promoter's saying that he believed that, Fawaz won the fight, you're not really going to argue with that, are you? It is what it is. I was more inclined to agree with the first judges' scorecards, which had Fawaz winning. And yeah, Junaid, like you said, he's got to run it back. Eddie's got to now stand on business, because he said several times during the week when he spoke to other channels, so I'm not going to name them all. I think he's repeated it several times. If you are not of English or British level, we don't want you. We want to deal with people that are at a certain level, and that's his benchmark. So it's almost like when Junaid goes back into this fight, it's a must win. We've got, once again, he's announced Jordan Flynn versus Cameron Vong. I was expecting Cameron Vong to rematch Gavin Gwynn, but that hasn't happened. He's going in with Jordan Flynn first, but that's another fight. It's like these young guys that are coming up, they've got to prove themselves, because obviously, if you look at it from a business point of view, and you know me, I'm always looking at the business side of it. You're pumping money into fighters. You're promoting them, you're paying them for fighting. There's got to be some kind of, how can I put it, some foresight that fighter's going to start to create revenue for you, pay you back, hence why ticket sellers will get looked after, because they create revenue for the company. It's just the way it is. I'm thinking about it, Jesus, because it's only £20. I spoke to Maestro Miller, that's out in New York, and we are paying £20 on Amazon Prime to watch it. That's cheap as chips. That's nothing. £20 to watch that fight. But in America, $79.99, which is what, $65, I think we said it was. You guys, I feel sorry for you over stateside, because you pay a hell of a lot of money to watch the boxing fight. So for 20 English pounds, I think I might just pay the sub and do it. And if I'm awake, and if I don't look like a zombie, I might do a watch along for that as well. I might be back later on. So yeah, it will be that'll be an interesting watch. I'm gonna say Morel, because I've always backed Morel. Like, if you guys followed me from the beginning and you used to see my social media, I was talking about David Morel Jr. for a while. And I said at light heavyweight as well. Well, obviously, when he turned over pro, he went to super middle. So yeah, I was watching him, but not as hard as I was. And obviously, he's jumped up to light heavyweight, as has Benavidez. So yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. They're both aggressive. They're both punchers. I think it's fantastic that they're taking the fight, because they didn't have to. Those two have listened to the public. Those two have listened to what the fans want. And obviously with the promotional companies, they've got the fight on. I am not complaining about that. So, yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, they both made, the weigh-in if you're talking about Lipinets and Azim. I'm making the presumption that they have. I think Azim was over by a few ounces and Lipinets might have been a few pounds. So hopefully they've both made weight. Allegedly, there was some discrepancy between the scales that were in the hotel that said the wrong weight to the ones that were at obviously the ceremonial. So should be all right. Yeah, Iffy, how you doing? It was good to see you in the chat on the, I think it was a Sky Sports stream earlier. That was funny. It was, yeah, having a little bit of a chat over there. Greetings, October, and everyone. Boston really came across as a sore loser, mentioning Fawaz's background in a condescending way. Oh, I didn't hear that bit, and I did listen to the post fight stuff. I think he said run it back. Obviously, the only thing that he mentioned that sort of made me just like like, yo, is when he said I should headline it at Sheffield. That was like a bit of a tough one. It's like let your promoter sort that out. But emotions are running high. He took some heavy punches on one of these that's not, even though I want to hear what they've got to say, but you've got to think after such a backwards and forwards tough fight, taking loads of shots to the head. Post-fight interviews to me are never really the best. Then I never forget Tony Bellew. I think it was Usyk, and he really didn't know what he was saying. And I was like, they really shouldn't be doing this. So I'm going to put a bit of blame on heavy shots, emotional, probably knew deep down inside that he didn't necessarily get the W. Yeah, it's tough. Look, we can all sit here and we can all say, yeah, I do this, I do that, but we're not the fighters. We don't go through what they go through. And I like to give them a little bit of respect, even though we might not like what's happened, but just let them have their rant, let them have their moan. They've trained long, they've missed out on family opportunities. You can argue that this is their job and this is what they're supposed to do. It's still a lot of sacrifice. So it's one of them. It's one of them. But yes, there should be a rematch. Yes, put them in these tests now. And if you don't cut it, it's like a job interview, isn't it? It's like you get your apprenticeship or you get your probationary period in your job, whatever it is, 6 months or whatever. And if you're not cutting it, it's bye bye, and that's just the way it has to be. Harsh, yes, but if you're not going to make money, I don't see the point because then it's like you're selling you're flogging a dead horse. So let's have a look. Right, Jesus is saying Benavides to TKO in round 11. Yeah, the pay-per-view prices over there are wild. My sincere sympathy to you guys that have to pay out so much money for the pay-per-views. It's crazy. Let's have a look. If you said Faraz will regret all the trolling and pantomime, he could have stopped Boston on multiple occasions. But could he though? This is what I'm saying. Could he stop him? If that's the case, why didn't he? Why didn't he? Could he stop him? It's a question we'll never know. Hey Martin, I don't think I've seen you here before, so good evening and welcome to you. What are my thoughts of? I'd like to see the fight. I've been one of them that said I wanted to see it in the beginning. Unfortunately, positive drug tests, everything that got ruined. Yes, the weight was insane the first time round, but am I happy it's happening this time round? Yeah, but this is a fight that I'm interested in, and why I've started early because Jamie TKV, lovely guy, is going up against Michael Webster. That's his name for everyone that keeps on getting his name wrong all week. Michael Webster, an ex-cruiserweight that jumped up to heavyweight, that had 2 fights with Solomon, arguably won the first fight. Solomon got the stoppage on the second fight. Now he's going in against Jamie Takivi. This is interesting because when I spoke to Ben Shalom, we're speaking about roadmaps for Jamie Takivi. And he's basically saying he wants Jamie Takivi to fight Thomas Carty next or Solomon Dakers. And he strongly believes that he's going to beat both of them. So eyes on the heavyweight as per usual. You know me, I love the heavyweight fighting. Heavyweight, light heavyweight. Yeah, I speak to Matty Harris quite often. He's fighting in Brighton on March the 7th, which is the same day as the boxer Royal Albert Hall or Lady Affair. So he's out. I think I don't know who his opponent is yet. And even if he did tell me if it's not announced, I need to be quiet. So he's back out, obviously still with training with Peter Fury, really taking it seriously now, learnt some lessons, but he's had 2 wins. I think he had 1 point and 1 stoppage, I think, since his loss. So yeah, he's back on it. He's back on it. And this is what it is. It's when you take that loss and you take it earlier on in your career, in the men's division, it's a lot harder to build yourself back up. Say, for example, a female fighter loses, the rebuild isn't that hard. Rhiannon Dixon lost to Terry Harper. She's back out on the Manchester cards with Jack Catterall. It's easier. You know, Sandy Ryan went straight back into the rematch, got the get back, and before you know it, it's world titles. But when you're a male fighter and you lose, and like heavyweights as well, because all eyes are on you, that rebuild is insane. But yeah, he's done all right. He's, like I said, he's won 2 fights, so he's back in March the 7th. Yeah, Stuart, it was a really, really good fight. If I disappear off this, it's because these guys are starting. I think Jamie Takivi has just got in the ring. If you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Red. A warm welcome to all of you guys. Thanks for joining in the chat. I have started early. It's one of them. But we've got Jamie Takivi. Huh? So Chris Congo's there. Xavier Miller's there. Is Xavier Miller a second? That's interesting. Because I thought Ben Davison was with him, with Bazza Boxing that's in the ring with him as his first. Bazza's been with Jamie Takivi from his debut. Yeah, they're doing their announcements with the statistics. I'll shout the statistics out when it pops up, as it should do. I've got to say, Webster's looking fit, looking strong. He's 32 years old, 12 fights in, 110, KO 6, lost 2. So that's his statistics. Middlesbrough, Northern lads, really nice as well. I was looking forward to meet him at the press conference, but he wasn't there. He just came to the. I didn't get to speak to him at the press conference. What am I talking about? He was there, but I didn't get to speak to him, and I didn't go back to the weigh-in. But he looks all right, in good shape, in better shape than he has been. He's had a full camp for this, so we're going to see what he's about. But what I will say from observations is that he's somebody that likes to throw out the double and the triple jab to get inside to release that backhand. He likes to push his opponents back before he unloads. So this is going to be interesting. Jamie Takivi is like a better inside fighting, if I'm honest. Similar kind of inside accuracy like Martin Bacoli, if I was going to put a comparison on it. If you haven't watched Jamie Takivi fight before, dangerous puncher, can stop his opponents as well. He also suffered defeat, but he's obviously back onto winning ways. Good fight. This fight's about to start. I'm going to get back to the chat. I will speak to all of you. You know what I'm like. But let's keep our eyes on fight. Not fight number 1 per se, but fight number 1 on our first 2025 watch along. Welcome. Let's go. Fighters are back in their respective corners. Ref is standing in the middle, keeping his arms out to make sure the fighters stay at bay until he says, seconds out, round 1. Jamie straight away in there. Jamie jabs to the body, jabs to the head. Michael tucks up and throws in a sneaky, right, we're doing left hooks. Not seeing that jab from Webster. We're seeing short, sharp hooks. Jamie going into the chest, going into the body, feinting. Once again, now here we go. The double jab comes out from Jamie. Right, the short hook's coming in from Webster. Both guys in the clinch already. You can see Takivi's trying to set up that jab to the body. I do think this is going to be an inside fight. It's not going to be a fight that stays at range for too long. We could see unnecessary clinching, but we're getting some inside work there from Michael Webster. But Webster didn't start off with the jab. He started off with the short hook, and he's doing it again as a counter. Jamie's timed that, so he's able to move out the way and avoid it. We had the hook and an uppercut there from Webster, 1-2, but starting those shots that he's throwing is the hook and the uppercut. He had the double jab there from Webster. Both guys tuck up. He's busy. This is the thing with Webster. He's a busy fighter. Lovely knock head back there from a jab coming in from Jamie Takivi. feint in there from Jamie. There's a size difference as well. I thought Jamie was particularly tall, but Michael Webster is quite tall. He caught him with a lovely counter there, just knocking the face to the side of Webster. This is Jamie's work. Overhands coming in from Jamie. Both men in the clinch. And when we look at aesthetics of boxers, Jamie's never been one of them that, he's going to have those ripped abs standing on the scales. He's what he is. Michael's of a similar start, a similar stature, one for a better word. That hook is very good from Webster. He's continuously hooking and throwing the uppercut. The hook has caught Jamie a couple of times. Jamie looks like he's breathing a little bit heavy, if I'm honest. The jab goes into the body. Jamie's feet don't look too steady either. Guys, talk to me in the chat. What can you see? Interesting. God, we've got 30 seconds left of round number one. This has gone particularly quick. Sorry, they were in the clinch on the ropes and the ref separated the two. I was just trying to stare at the legs of the fighter. Jamie seems like he's trying to get inside by going to that jab to the body. Lovely jab. Feinted the jab to the body, went to the head and through the combinations. Good work from Jamie there. Webster holds Jamie in the clinch for a little bit, and the ref once again steps in to separate the two. Yeah, nice good round from the both of them. Not really feeling each other out, just getting straight to business, really. Reading each other on the spot, which is quite interesting. Nobody's really taking any time. I like one thing that Jamie is doing. He set up the shot by he jabs to the body, dips and jabs to the body, and then he goes as if he's going to do it again, but he switches so it catches him on the head because obviously the opponent thinks he's going to the body. So nice bit of IQ shown in there from Jamie. Let me jump back in this chat. Right, is that what he did? Boxing Beats and Rhymes. Good evening to you. You know what it is. Everybody, if you are here and you haven't subscribed to Boxing Beats and Rhymes, please do. I love his channel. I love what he says. He says it how he is. Very, very matter of fact. And it's good to see you here, Beats. I know we've been having a little bit of chatting on Twitter. And I don't know what's happening with your notifications, Beats, but your tweets are coming up like 15 hours later. Weird. Right, here we go into round number two. Once again, Jamie starts off as he started. That jab to the body. There we go. There's that triple jab that's coming in from Webster that I was talking about. Let's have a look and see what he does with that, because it's lovely that you're throwing that triple jab, but what are you doing with it? Both of the men are in the clinch. It's a bit untidy. But you've got to do what you've got to do. I'm just looking, is that a bit of blood from the nose of Jamie Takivi or just some reddening on the face? That's good. Some slipping there. Managed to evade some of the shots that come in from Webster. Really trying to smother the work of Webster. Working on the inside. I'd like to see probably a little bit more hooks. You could hook to the body and hook both sides to the head once you're inside, instead of just kind of like wasting the movement. Webster once again comes out with that double jab, tries to get inside. Jamie smothers the work. Wrangle tangle. There's nothing being pulled off on the inside. The refs, I think he's had a little words with Jamie Takivi there. I don't know. I'm just looking at the work from Jamie, and it's not as sharp as it usually is. It looks a little bit sloppy. And there's a massive height difference between the two. Well, I'll say massive, probably only about 1.5 inches, but in the ring, it looks like there's a huge height difference between the two. Jamie looks as if he's a little bit too far back on the distance. He's not really finding that range properly, but saying that, he lands a perfect jab. You can see the head getting knocked back of Webster from behind. One thing I will say to Jamie, I've got to give him credit for, is his jab. Because when he throws it, it's accurate. Webster throws out 2 jabs. Jamie evades the both of them, slips under the shot as Webster throws a hook. We see more IQ from Jamie. We're in round number 2 of 10. There's the feint. The feint going in. The feint. Nice backhand there. Webster's shaking his head as if almost the work that he's trying to get off is being frustrated by Jamie. Both of them complaining with the ref, timeout, timeout. Right, the ref's going to have a word with both of them. Let's see what he says. But he doesn't want us to see what he's saying because he's covering his mouth. Right, lovely jab once again coming in from Jamie, knocking the head back of Webster. Just want to see him just work with that distance a little bit more because when he's jumping out, it's like he's jumping out too far. Then he has to create more work to get back inside again. Webster's turning his back there. Right, he throws in sort of like a overhand. Both men in the clinch. Bell goes. It looks as if Webster's getting a bit frustrated with the work that Jamie's pulling off. Excuse me. Metalbox J, good evening to you. How's it going? Am I still enjoying the boxing? Of course I am. I'm definitely still enjoying the boxing. Definitely, definitely. And no, I haven't subscribed to the Digital Ring magazine. Asking to headline after that performance was cheeky. I can tell Eddie didn't like that. Yeah, I did like, you know, when you sat at home and it's like, but like I said, a lot of punches were taken to the head. Look, it's raw emotion in that moment. It's raw emotion. So you have to just kind of like just write it off and think, you know what, it is what it is. Raymond, good evening. Raymond, thanks for, and to Ify as well. Thank you for all the feedback, for the recent conversations that I've had, the videos that I've posted on YouTube. Your comments are very, very, very much appreciated. Because like I said, if you guys don't comment, it doesn't throw it out into the algorithm. So Raymond, if you see it, I've seen what you've been doing. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys very much. We are now going into round number 3. Let's have a look. See if this is gonna warm up. Okay. I think both of them are frustrating each other. I mean, let me know in the chat if you think one particular fighter's like over smothering the other one. I think maybe to stop this is probably to maybe try and use the ring a little bit more. You know, when you see someone that is potentially, you know what they're going to do. You know, Jamie's literally throwing that jab to the body and going inside. Move, take a step out the way, reset so you can get your shots off. Don't necessarily use those straight lines. Use the ring. It's a circle. Move. Step to your left, step to your right. You know what he's going to do. Surely you must have downloaded that information by now. There's a lot that. Yeah, this is very, very untidy. Very untidy to watch. You know, heavyweights dragging onto each other, squeezing the life out of each other. It's gonna tire you. And this is a 10-round fight. And one thing that Ben Shalom did say, you know, Jamie needs to like put on a performance. He's got to put on a performance. You know, he wants to put him into other fights to test where he is, to see where he is. We've got to see the performance. Yeah, this is very, very frustrating from both. Bit of a spoiler to be fair, because I thought this might have caught fire a little bit more. But there we go. That another good jab from Jamie. They're both doing it to each other, basically. Webster's going in and clinching, but he's sort of like making the most of it. So the ref will probably side with him and see that it's Jamie that's being messy. Watch. See, he jabs, goes in and grabs. The 1-2. Jamie caught a 1-2 there when the ref had just separated them. But listen, aim of the game, protect yourself at all times. Jamie's getting a bit frustrated there, but listen, you got to be on your guard all the time. You can't switch off. Right, look at the straight lines that Webster's using. Find some angles, work the body. I'd like to see more of a variation of shots instead of potentially headhunting from both of them. Okay, so Jamie moved off there, that ran to the right, uppercutted. Webster pushes him back onto the ropes, but once again, grabbing him, pulling him in. Jamie on the back foot. Webster's took the center of the ring. Both men once again in the clinch. Looks like Chris Congo's trying to get to the trainer to give some words of advice. I'd like to hear what the corner's actually going to say. See, this This is the bit which really irritates me. I really don't care what the presenters have got to say about the fight at this point. I want to hear what the corners are saying to the fighters. This fight has been very, very messy so far. I don't care what they're saying. I want to hear the corners. Let me jump back in the chat. If the next gen model is great, no more padded records. Imagine like they're putting all the prospects into like really tough fights. He would have had Boston hurt and start playing up to the crowd. I definitely think he can stop him. Sleepy Brown, much love to yourself as well. Let's have a look. Next gen is all going to be better now with the new promoter taking Queensbury and Matchroom fighters who need to get out. So hopefully, no more easy fights on the next gen. Loving the new model in the UK, and absolutely, I was one of the quite very patriotic. I'm happy to see that all promoters have started this year running, putting on those UK shows. We've got a very busy, January, February, and it's going to go into March as well. Right, we are, I think we're in round number 4. Round number 4? Yeah, 4 of 10. Let's have a look. TKV, I don't know, getting a bit more. I don't like TKV's legs. He just doesn't, when somebody's like got that proper balance on their legs, I don't like the look of his legs. Don't get me wrong, he's in the fight. I'm not worried, but his legs don't look like they're planted, if that makes sense. I just like to see more variation. I'd like to probably see more body work. When you know that clinch is coming, like I said, move and throw the backhand as you're moving. Don't worry about head hunting. I get it. You want to chin that person. You want them to be knocked out. But yeah, this is quite messy. The hook comes in, 1-2, and it's hooks from Webster, and a shot goes into the back of the head. Jamie's complained about it, but the ref's like, yeah, just get on with it. Jab, 1-2 there, come back from Webster on the counter. Some head movement there. Jamie trying to get in, high guard, trying to get into the fight. Double jab, misses the head of Jamie Takivi, thrown by Webster. Both men once again in the clinch. It looks like his face is peppered though. So those jabs that Takivi's landed on the face. Beautiful jab once again. Jamie's jab, solid, knocking the head back once again. I wonder if like Jamie could like double up on those jabs. Double up, just that stiff jab, double up, and then literally throw that backhand, move, reset. But I'm not in there. Easy for me to say sitting here. Looks like a bit of wildness here. Jamie goes on the back foot as Webster looks to march forward. Resets, comes back in, and both men now in the clinch. 1, 2, 3. These are hooks thrown from Webster. We've got 40 seconds left in round number 4 of 10. Heavyweight boxing, it could change in a minute, really, couldn't it? Or we could literally have this for 10 rounds. Right, there we go. Feint into the body, blocked by Webster. A sluggish backhand thrown by Jamie Takivi. Both of them now inside. Jamie's there throwing in the uppercut. Webster's pushing him onto the back of the ropes. Body shot going in from Webster. Yeah, his nose looks a bit splattered, to be fair. There's some nice uppercuts, like deep uppercuts thrown in there from Jamie. I want to hear what the coaches are saying. Ooh. Right, Sleepy Swan, watching all the way from Los Angeles, California. Good evening to you. I hope you guys are all right in California. I know it's a big place. My geography is not the best, but I hope you're safe where you are because of those horrific fires that have taken over. But I hope you're okay. And if I've got the wrong place, I hope you're okay anyway. And welcome. Warm welcome to you. If you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, this is our first live boxing watch along for 2025. I'm happy to have you all here. At the moment, we've got Takivi versus Michael Webster. A bit of a messy fight so far. None of them can really perfect or get off cleanly the shots that they've got. But saying that, Jamie has landed a few exceptional ramrod jabs that have clearly peppered up the face of Michael Webster. The cleaner shots have definitely been landed by Jamie. but we'll see how this fight goes. I'm going to go into the chat while this is going on. I'm going to try and split my eyes in two. So if I go cross-eyed, I'm trying to keep my these heavyweights. Anything can happen in a blink, but I'm going to try and get through some of this chat as well. Morale beats Benavides, late stoppage. It's gone 3. I'm clearly behind in the chat, Stuart. Metalbox J, we want Dalton Smith versus Azim now. Eddie has cornered Boxer and he's making them look silly. Yeah, I saw something on X saying about certain fights that were turned down. Because when I spoke to Frank Smith before their show in Nottingham, he couldn't mention basically what fights had happened, but it came out shortly after, obviously, the card, the 26th of April card. And then obviously we found out what fights could have been on there and what fights didn't make it on there. So we'll see. Simone, good evening. Simone Lanello, Adam Azim versus Lipinets. This fight doesn't make sense. It's for the IBO title. That's the only reason. Fair enough. There you go. That's answered that question. Messy first round. I think this is kind of like the momentum of the whole fight. It's very, very messy. Good evening to you, James. It's scrappy and someone's getting stopped. So if you're what you're saying, we're in round number 5 of 10. We're halfway through. It's been a messy, messy fight. I think both of them are looking for the stoppage. Or Jamie might be looking for the stoppage too much that it's ruining his work. Star Fox, how you doing? Good evening to you. Dalton fight. Only watching this show for the African soldier. Yeah, that was interesting at that press conference. I've never seen him before. Aholja, isn't it? Aholja. I haven't seen him before. He literally means business. Yeah, Callum Simpson. We'll see what happens, won't we? Because that's the fight that's next, isn't it? No, Callum Simpson. Yeah, that's the fight that's next before Azim Lipinets. So we'll soon find out how that goes. Stuart, that looks like what's potentially happening because Webster's now looking extremely cold. Sorry, extremely tired. That beautiful overhand there on the ear of Webster. Behave. Just get on with it. Stop complaining. There's a couple of good shots landed there from Jamie Takivi on the head of Webster. It was at the side. It was on the ear. I wouldn't say it was at the back of the head. Once a soldier, always a soldier. Yeah, it's really weird. Like imagine seeing his post like 16 hours later, and I'm liking posts that he put up out like a day ago almost. Good afternoon, Beats. Good afternoon, Base. Good evening. We are live tomorrow, actually. Let me just say that. Fight Talk Live TV. Subscribe over to the channel. Base, if you're still here, could you throw the link to the channel in the chat? You know what I'm like with that stuff. 10 p.m. And we'll be talking about, obviously, boxing, all of the boxing, everything that's happened in this week. Obviously, these 2 cards. We had the Matchroom card, this card, and obviously what happens in the US with the fights later on this evening. So we'll be live on that channel from 10 p.m. It's going to be a bit of a late one. Yeah, they definitely both look. Like I said, I've never seen him before. I like the energy that he's bringing. I like the fact that he's not coming to lie down and win it. That was a good shot. That was a lovely shot. He fell into that. So imagine if he'd landed that and if he was able to whip it round as an uppercut, then finish it off with a hook, that might have been curtains because he literally fell into Jamie Takivi after that looping shot. That's better. Oh, once again, both men in the clinch. We're going into round number 6. We've got some blood on the cheek of Webster, but I'm not sure if that's coming from Jamie. Jamie's there trying to throw an overhand. The hooks are there coming in from Michael Webster. Feints coming in from Jamie. Head movements as he tries to jab down to the body. The weight is on the front foot of Michael Webster as he tries to get off his own shots. But once again, both men end up in a clinch. I don't know what Jamie's saying to him. Looks like there's a bit of talk in there. Very, very untidy fight. Listen, I don't mind when fights are unorthodox, but it's just frustrating because none of them can really get their work off. He's hitting him to the body. Right, the jab comes in once again from Jamie to Kiwi. Every time like look, the shots are coming in, so they're both leaning into each other. Body shots from both of them in the clinch. I think the ref's getting frustrated. Overhand comes in, overhand left comes in from Jamie to Kiwi. Michael shakes his head as he walks away, and it looks as if the right hand of Jamie is holding on to the left hand side of Webster. Let's have a look. Double jab there from Webster, aim to get inside. Jamie Takivi then wraps his arm around him. Yeah, it's just the work's just getting just like completely smothered. A launch in from the jab from Jamie Takivi. Jab to the body from Jamie Takivi. A backhand comes in from Jamie Takivi. Both men once again in the clinch. Webster trying to throw some uppercuts from the inside. Ref separates the two. He throws out the double jab to Jamie. Both of them miss. What was happening there? Did he with his leg? Double jab once again from Michael Webster. Timeout. What's he saying? High guard. Takivi in the center of the ring. Webster complaining about being hit to the back of the head once again. He tries to throw the double jab, goes in, tries to get that inside working off the double jab. It's not working. Both of the guys go back to the ropes. Once again, Webster's tapping the back of his head, complaining about rabbit punching. I can't see it, to be fair. Really frustrating fight. Jimmy Ginal, good evening to you. And shout out to the chat as well. Salute back to you, Jonathan. Don't think I've seen you here before, but if I have, I apologize. But if I haven't, good evening and a warm welcome to you. Shalom has told these to make sure it goes 10 to get up. You know what? Well, the fights have gone really quick, haven't they, Stuart? Excuse me. Bro. Jamie's jab is miles better this round. Yeah, he's got a lovely jab, to be fair. We have a look at Michael Webster's face, and you can see that his jab is working particularly well. Boxing Beats and Rhymes. It's on Sky Sports, yours truly. Here we go. If he's put his predictions in, you know what happens when if he puts his predictions in. Soldier is about to shock the world by fooling us that it was about that life. Oh dear. Definitely appreciating the live stream, not getting this card in the States, much appreciated. Boxing Gems and Film Study, absolutely no problem and welcome. I like the fact that we're getting the US listeners in. I like that. I'm feeling the US love. I usually get quite a few from Europe. So my Europeans, if you're out there, shout you out as well. But yeah, it's nice to get some of the Americans in as well. So good evening. I might be watching your fight later on. With Benavidez and Morel Jr. as well. So I might be on your time later on. It's going to be. I'd say the headline's probably going to be about 3:30 in the morning over here. So I'll be extremely tired, but we'll see how it goes. I'm watching the fight regardless, whether I'm well enough to sit here like with my eyes on stalks. We'll see. Too many punches to the back of the head. You think so? It's just the position that he's in. I don't think they're intentional. Round 7 of 10. The only soldier I acknowledge is Soldier Boy, and even he's on shaky ground. I wouldn't even say it's after that. He looks like Wesley Snipes. I hope he puts it on for Ghana. I like the way he rolled up with like all the family as well, and they did the singing and he was dancing and all that. It's an opportunity, isn't it? Take the opportunity. Get that hay while the sun shines. You know what? I'm not scoring it. I leave everyone in the chat to score these things. Number one, I ain't got a clue about scoring. My lovely Emma Willis, she usually scores, but I haven't seen her pop up in the chat today. She understands how to do it, and then I forget. So I'll leave that to you guys. It's messy. I'd say the more substantial works come from Jamie Takivi, but it's not been anything like outstanding. I think Dacre stopped Webster in round number 6 or 7. And yeah, you can say he only had 2 weeks notice, you're in the gym, whatever, but he still stopped him. So I was hoping to see more than this, from Jamie. Taxis. Passenger 57, great movie. Grant Lomas, good evening to you. Rem, good evening. Don't worry, better late than never. I said I was supposed to be starting at 8:30, but the cards run on early, so we're here early. See, everyone's asking the same damn question. I'm gonna say Jamie's winning because his work, he's landing the more eye-catching shots. I'm not scoring it. I'll leave that to you guys, and obviously the judges that are ringside that are probably picking their brains to get the scoring in as well. Right, let's have a look. TKV is winning, and he's a home fighter, so he's likely to get the decision. How did you not know the fight was on? Well, you know now, George, because you are here. So yeah, the one fight I did want to speak about yesterday. Excuse me, sorry. Um Asazi, Lidard versus Asazi. Very, very good fight. I spoke to both of them and they both gave really well, obviously they're on two complete different paths, but the hunger that Lidard has got to win was phenomenal. The sacrifices that he's prepared to make were outstanding and stood out from the rest. Alsazi, wanted to win as well, wanted to prove, listen, just because I lost the fight to Denzel doesn't mean that you can just dismiss me and not take me seriously as a fighter. So that was a really, really good fight. I enjoyed absolutely everything. Oh, what's Base just said? Talk to us about See, Base knows all the female fighters. Base, guilty, I don't. So Caroline Dubois versus Bolmi Shin on the 7th of March. That's actually a very good fight. Listen, we can discuss this tomorrow, or you can throw it in the chat why you think it's a good fight. Right, Jamie's trying to get some work off now, turn into a bit of a slugfest. And now, yeah, and I agree with the commentary just overhearing now. They're saying that Jamie's got to put his foot on the gas, literally got to go for gold. Yeah. Let's have a look. Just looking at the ref separating these two again. Right, Jamie looked like he was smothering early. Now it's definitely the other way around. Fair enough. Yeah, Ren, we were speaking about it earlier. See, I would have thought that. Look, like I said, from when Eddie said that he thought Fawaz nabbed it. Yeah, I can accept that. I can say, yeah, I thought that. If the promoter says that, I ain't arguing with what the promoter said. And remember, that was the away fighter. Another tough fight for Junaid. I do predict Morale will get fraud checked. Oh my gosh, you're saying that Morale's a fraud? Iffy, that's bold. I think I might have to come back at 3 o'clock in the morning. Jack Scam, good evening, good evening. Hey October, I know they're both coming off losses, but I think AJ Fury is still the biggest fight in the boxing press conference. Face off fan bases, Wembley Stadium, 100,000 Battle of Britain. Yeah, Jack, I agree with you. But the thing is, I've just chosen. Go on. Is he going to finish this or what? I'll behave. Looked like it was. It looks like Jamie's just like swinging for the hills. Like he said, boxing's gone out the window. He's fighting now. Nice little sweet uppercut came in there from Jamie. So frustrating when you see the clinching, when it's just overzealous. Hooks coming in from Webster. One of the things I will say to Jamie, he needs to sort his feet out. There's too many times when he's looked off balance, like his feet. I don't like the way his feet are. Um, yeah, we'll see what happens with that fight, Jack. But obviously, Fury's retired, isn't it? I've been speaking to who did I speak to? Johnny Nelson, and he was obviously going on about Anthony Joshua should be taking the rematch. Obviously, should Daniel Dubois come out from the Joseph Parker fight? Because that's not a given either. But he's saying he should be fighting, the winner of that or rematching Dubois at least. But he reckons that AJ will fight Wilder, that they'll bring Wilder back into the picture because isn't Wilder fighting? I'm sure he's fighting over in the States against somebody. Obviously, they call it like almost like a there fight, get you back into it before we put you in another big fight. But then arguably, should Anthony Joshua be doing the same thing? But everyone says no, no more rebuilds, no more rebuilds. You just got to go back in there. No, definitely not at Wembley. Patrick, I'm here with you guys. So yeah. If a prospect beats another prospect, it shouldn't be called a fraud check. Look at George versus DeGale, for example. Gale became a champ, even though he lost. And this is the thing with boxing. It's like snakes and ladders, isn't it? If I'm honest. Go on. There we go. Uppercuts. Some good work coming in from Jamie there, but Webster's not allowing him to finish it. But his face is peppered, though. I think Webster's his face is splattered. That's the thing with Takivi. He punches really hard and he's got devastating punches as well. He hasn't even got a mark on him. Yeah. It's just a shame he can't finish his work. When you see the blood and it's like, finish it. Move him, push him off, yeah. Just go attack him. But the ref seems more concerned with what Jamie's doing than what Webster's doing. Right. Stuart Gold. AJ versus Parker was like this, though, if you remember. It happens sometimes. Yeah. There we go. Especially in the heavyweights. God, the tables are continuously turning. And I've said it like 1,000 times, guys. When you look at the most improved heavyweights, it's definitely Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. You can't argue. Or some good hooks coming in from Webster there as Jamie throws in the uppercut, hook to the body, overhand. Webster's pushing forward, using his body weight, leaning on Jamie Takivi, but he's still managing. Yeah, his face is bleeding everywhere. There's blood splattered all over Jamie Takivi's shoulder from his face. He's battered. That jab. I'll tell you what, that jab. He's going to have a headache in the morning. Uppercut came in there. That's a good thing. One of good shots from Jamie Takivi's uppercut. We're in round number 9 of number 10, guys. I thought we was going to get a stoppage. Maybe that's what Jamie wants to do. There we go. Look at Webster's holding on to him for dear life. Ref, have a word with Webster now. Tell him to stop holding. Jamie's all uppercut. Shots round the side. Yeah, Jamie's starting to beat him now. When they're starting to get beaten up. Webster's holding on for dear life. He's not happy. He knows he's going to go in it. He's going to go. Go on, Jamie. Go on. Push him out of the clinch and start throwing in those uppercuts. But you know what? He's tired. He's tired. There's me shouting and telling him what to do like I'm there. Yeah, he is. He's naturally flat-footed. Yeah, I agree. Ricky, where you been? Good evening, Red. David Benavides versus David Morrell. What's your thoughts on that fight? Yeah, we've just been yapping on about that, Ricky. I'm going to say Morrell. Somebody says, I think if one of our subscribers, one of our community says that Morrell's going to get fraud checked, I think the majority of this chat are Team Benavides. I'm going to say Morrell. I'm going to go against the grain. And that's only because I've been watching him from when he was an amateur. When he was a light heavyweight amateur, which is obviously super middleweight as a professional. Right, I know Jamie's team is not going to be happy with this performance. Win, lose or draw. If you look at the Oh yeah, the Ben Davidson Performance Center fighters, the feints are drilled into them. Jamie's throwing no feints. To be fair, Patrick, early. Oh, oh, it stopped. Okay, towel in then. Retired on the stool. Okay, fair enough. He was getting peppered anyway. In the beginning, Patrick, in the beginning, he was throwing those feints. He was, and he was feinting to the body. He threw the shot to the body, then he'd feint to the body, and literally he'd feint and go straight up for the jab. That's why his face was peppered like that. So yeah, yeah. The work was smothered. The work was smothered. But there was me getting ready to go into round number 10, unless round number 10's gone, and I didn't realize it. But I think they've retired him, haven't they? Do you think AJ versus Wilder still sells out Wembley? That's a good question, Jack. I don't know. I think where like my opinion now is just sitting here thinking about it. It doesn't excite me. But if I saw the announcement, if I saw the flyer, and then there was a press conference, my opinion could change. But does it get like the juices flowing, one for a better word, just hearing about it? No. But we'll see how it goes. But would it if I'll definitely watch it, but will I feel that same excitement that I would have done how many years ago when it could have happened before? No, it's a completely different playing field. And it is the battle of the losers, isn't it? So they'll probably put it all on the line. Yeah, he's retired. Quit. Yeah, I won't say the Q word. Yeah, well done, Jamie. Jamie did break him down. He did break him down. Very, very messy fight. But congratulations to Jamie Takivi. When you're looking at like standout performances, it was a horrible performance to watch. It's tough, isn't it? Learning fight, scrappy, untidy. Couldn't really get his work off that he wanted to, but he was landing the cleaner shots. I will say that. And you could see that my man's head going back every time he got a jab. So congratulations to Jamie Takivi, onwards and upwards. Let's see if he fights on the April card that Ben keeps on going on about. Ben Shalom keeps on going about. That's going to be in Birmingham, which potentially holds Ben Whittaker's return. You don't think it sells out Wembley? Yeah, he'd probably be in Saudi, to be fair. I agree. I don't know. I think we've had 2 UK fights now to do with Riyadh season. So I don't think I don't think we'll probably get a US fight and another couple of fights in Saudi. We might get a UK show maybe later on in the year. Who knows? I don't think they're going to pump out the UK fights, to be fair. Oh God! Only Frotch buys out the whole front row, like 50 at a jar rule. That was evil. That was 50 cents. Bless him. At last, yep. He looked in better shape than he did before. To be fair, yeah. Let's see what he says. Come on, Jamie. Yep. See, he said he smothered his work. Fix up next time. I knew you wouldn't be happy with that. Yep. Dipping and throwing it. Yeah. Okay. Right. He's saying he was eager. I think he's looking for the knockout. Fair assessment from Jamie Takivi on the results of the fight. I knew he wouldn't be happy with it. He said it hasn't gone the way that he expected it to go. Yeah, all the best to him. All the best. We'll see what's next then. Right, Cam Webster, do us a favor. Just come down. Oh dear. Yeah, Star Fox is full of jokes. You want to read his comments on my page? Yeah, corner pulled him out. So you're saying you've got morale by KO. The majority of the chat, Rem, is Benavides. George, no, it was okay. Stuart, Benavides ain't stepped up the weight very well, and that's what I was trying to say. Because obviously he was career super middle, isn't he? And even at super middle, he was clearly too heavy to be super middle. I think obviously he was waiting for the Canelo fight. That never happened. And like I said earlier on, credit to both of them for taking this fight because it's the public that's demanded this fight. This public says, you know what? Let's see them two then. The Canelo's not going to happen. Morale's on the rise. Fight him, and that's exactly what they did. I'm happy that the fight's happening. For sportsmanship. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you got Morale winning two by majority decision. I think it's going to be a knockout. I can't see points. You know what? Maybe it's because I don't want to see points, Ricky. Maybe because I just want to see someone sparked out on the floor. The only time I want to see, and this sounds extremely selfish of me, the only time I want to see a pure boxing match, and I mean pure boxing, is Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. I could watch them box for 20 rounds and I wouldn't be bored. But sometimes with other fighters, I just want to see like the knockouts. That's actually fair. I didn't actually catch a few first rounds. I think especially in the heavyweight fights from Ben Davison should be more destructive from him. The likes of Wardley, Ituama, AJ versus Ngannou. Yeah. Hey Chris, how you doing? Hope you're good. Shout out to Chris Welsh as well. He's got his own channel, so please head over there and subscribe to young Chris. It started off talking about Chris's relationships, but we've moved on from that now, and we don't talk about those things anymore with Chris. Benavides has 29 fights, by the way. Were you alluding him to being a prospect? Has it been 29 fights? Flipping heck. All their knockouts under Ben Davison have come mainly from starting off the combination with the feints, feint with your feet, feint with your jab, feint the jab, feint with the shoulders. Yeah, feints are good because it makes your opponent have to think what you're going to do next. But if you look at the earlier rounds, that's exactly how Jamie was able to land that jab in because the way that he mixed it up, you was going to presume that he was going to throw the shot to the body and went straight to the head, peppered his face, and obviously he broke him down over the rounds. Was it isn't exciting? Was it that emphatic finish? No, but he did what he needed to do, and he literally broke him to pieces to this corner. Said, "You know what? No more." So Punk Pop not dead did a better job than Sol, and there you go. Solomon got the stoppage. Jamie Takivi broke him down. So yeah, Superman. Yes, I know. I've got water as well. I was trying to, you know what? I don't even get these no sponsors. I should be covering them up. But yeah, I do like a bit of super malt after a bit of Saturday dinner. All being well, Patrick. Yes, as long as I am on my best behavior and don't aggravate any promoters, I should be all right to go. Yeah, I want to go, but anything can happen. It's never a given. You still have to apply to go to every single fight. It's not a given that, yeah, I can go to this fight. No, you have to apply. And sometimes they've got a lot of important media there and it's oversubscribed. And then I get told no. But hopefully I won't because I really want to be there. Even though I do believe the press conference for Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. will be off the chain. And I don't know if you guys have noticed as well, we're digressing over to that fight. I guess it's a massive talking point. Chris Eubank Jr. has not, let's speak in the proper Queen's English, Chris Eubank Jr. has not been on social media. We haven't seen him. Since the fight has been signed, I think he might have put out a tweet or an X, however you want to put it, about the rehydration, and that was it. He's gone ghost. which to me, you have to be concerned about people that are silent. When they're loud, you can see what's coming. You know what's there, it's almost predictable. But Chris has gone really quiet, which makes me think, because, seeing what Chris is like, that he's taking this fight, extremely serious. I'm looking forward to it. I get it. There's a lot of people that don't want to see it and whatever, and we're all entitled to our opinions. But I think even though people say that they don't want to see it or they don't agree with it, I think that they'll still watch it, because it's like Marmite for some people, but you're still going to have a look, aren't you? It's like, when people say that they can't stand you, but they watch everything that you do, which is very odd, because I don't do that. But some people are like that. They're very derogatory, or they're very nasty, but they're continuously watching everything that you do. So I think the same could happen with that fight. Ghost says Wilder will never fight in the UK. If he loses, he'll say that he was the away fighter. Yeah. I spoke to Deontay Wilder, and he's like really, really nice, like, character. Really nice guy. Oh, we're at the main event already. What is it? Bloody 7:30. Oh God, we've got another fight. Why did I not remember this one? Have they shifted these fights around? Because I thought Jamie Takivi was Oh, so we've got 3 fights left then. Oh, I'm lost with this card. I've never seen I have to drink it with a straw, because what happens if I drink, look, you're making me go off on a tangent and explain myself. If I drink super malt with my big red lipstick on, my lipstick's gonna smudge, and then I'm gonna look like Ronald McDonald, and I don't want to, so I'm drinking it with a straw. Sometimes when you don't want to ruin your lipstick, the best thing to do is drink things differently. Anyway, before this goes into the pits of hell, yeah, October, what did you think of Lewis walking to the come on. Lewis Hamilton. I didn't think, it's just it's what you expect. You know, an amazing guy. He's another one that I'd love to get on the channel. Can you imagine me sitting down with Sir Lewis Hamilton and picking his brains about his career, the relationship with his father, the fact that, they had to remortgage their house to make sure that, they believed in their son so much that they was prepared to put themselves in detrimental financial risk, because they took a bet on him, because they believed in him. And then his dad was managing him for a bit. And then it got to the point where I get it. I don't know, maybe, I need you to be my dad, not my manager. I want that relationship. I want that father-son relationship. And then obviously Lewis stepped out on his own. There's so many things that I'd love to sit down and speak to Lewis Hamilton about. But walking to the Ferrari in the Godfather suit wouldn't be one of them. But obviously red was always where he was going to end up. And what can I say? What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? It's always going to be red, the color of power. So yeah, I'm happy for him. And I was debating, because Adidas have now signed with Mercedes, and obviously Lewis has left Mercedes. So I was thinking, should I stop wearing Adidas and wearing Puma? I can't do it. Oh yeah, Scott Forrest. How can I forget that? He was fighting Scott Forrest for 3 weeks ago in Sheffield. I was there when he stopped Devon Miller. He was just a fighter that I've seen in the gym, that's been sparring lots of other boxers. Finally gets his opportunity, and then gets a call, however many days or weeks later, to come out and fight on this. I'm happy for him. I don't know much about his opponent. He looks the part. Oh, he's out of the Bowers gym. He's local then. Did he say? I thought he had a translator at the presser. Ignat, 29, 8 fights, won 8. Okay. And he's had KOs. He's had 7. That's a high KO ratio. And he's quite fresh as well. Just looking at Bowers in the corner there. As you know, Bowers had Daniel Dubois early on his career. So this should be interesting. Obviously, Bowers has got Denzel Bentley. Dan Aziz is back in that gym as well, a renowned gym in London. Scott Forrest via Scotland via, I think, is he in Latvia? I know he's in Eastern Europe somewhere. 30 years old, 7 fights, won 7, and 4 of those have been KOs. He, I think, literally came over from Europe to the press conference. Somebody that reminds me of Chris Billum Smith a little bit in his stature, in his style of fighting. Someone that's not afraid to get stuck inside. When you look at him as a fighter, because I've seen him spar and fight, I'd say his sparring, his boxing, what you see on TV, doesn't really do the justice of how I've seen him spar in the gym. He's a very good boxer as well, but sometimes when he's out here fighting, he can look a bit scrappy. But he's powerful. He has got the power, even though it says he's only got 4 stoppages. I'll name this account later. Good evening to you. Yeah, I agree with that, Patrick. It's good self-assessment that was there. Right, here we go. Scott Forrest dipping, moving straight into the center of the ring, keeping that head movement, throwing that backhand, looping backhand after a straight jab. Active, moving, looking to parry the jab that's coming in from Ignat. Ignat on the back foot, moving around to the left of the gym, almost trying to throw out his own jab, but not able to establish that long lever that he's got. He's not able to give it that straight shot. Keeping that hand firmly stuck to his chin, and this is Ignat, by the way. 1, 2, 3 comes in from Ignat, and Forrest counters. As he walks forward, bouncing, keeping moving, dipping, always going to throw that overhand left in, as Scott does, looking to establish his own jab. Ignat's he's quite fluid, moving around to the left, but fluid, not keeping those straight lines. Trying to keep Scott Forrest thinking there as he throws in his jab and his backhand. Just slightly out of range at the moment. It is round 1. Scott Forrest has said to me, I download my fighters in the first 30 seconds of getting in the ring with them. So let's see how long it takes for him to establish that proper distance before he can start letting his shots off and having some meaningful work coming from them. Because we are now 30 seconds in, and I think he's just landed a backhand. The pouring jab coming out from Ignat. Don't really like that jab. There's no real... I'm just saying that, and he's just wobbled Scott Forrest. Oh my days, he's topped up on the ropes. Oh my God, he's wobbled him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scott Forrest is on the ropes. The refs come in. And the ref stopped it. Round 1 stoppage. There was me saying about that pouring jab. What? Forrest is fuming. He's going to be fuming, isn't it? I'm not going to make excuses, but he did just fight 3 weeks ago. But I'm not making excuses. I don't know, dude. He was on the ropes. But I think that was a tad early. Please comment if you think that was a tad early. Because that must have been the timing, because the way that he was pouring that out, but obviously it's hit the button, isn't it? Because that looks like it was pouring. There was nothing on it, but timing, accuracy. He's going to be fuming. Dazza, good evening. Yes, Clegger's got the win. Bless him. Bivol won the first fight. Okay. I'm gonna faff about with that, Chris. It's kind of like your introduction. You should be used to it by now. Make all fighters fight a weight above, and the rehydration won't be an issue for any of them. Is that cheating, Stuart? Are you suggesting that we cheat? They all love oh, look. They all love her. I never thought I'd see Frank Warren blow a kiss, but October Red Lady. Do you know what? I like Big Frank. To be fair, I like all of them, but I never really had, that I've never really spoke to Frank Warren. He's the last promoter that I've spoke to out of all of them. And I was always brought up, you respect your elders. I think he's a straight shooter. I think excuse the pun, but he's somebody that says it how it is. Yeah, it's when he started to use his range in the shots, wobbled. Yeah, and I like Frank because if he doesn't like you, you're gonna know. He's not gonna do anything sneaky about it. He's gonna come up to you and he's gonna say it to your face, and I can deal with that. So yeah, Frank's cool. They all are as well. And I've got to say, Eddie Hearn was the first promoter that supported my work, talked about my work, and like backed the channel. My subscriber growth, I would say, is from Eddie Hearn. So I'll never I've got a lot of time for him as well. A lot of time for him, a lot of time for Matchroom, the staff, the guys that you don't see, brilliant guys. So yeah. Hey Joel. I saw your comment on something about someone earlier, and I may have liked it. That's my opinion on Eubank, Ben. I don't want to see it even before the drugs thing happened. Weight divisions for a reason. It's money, it's fantasy, nostalgia. But I'm still watching it. It's boxing. And I think, you know what, Chris? That's going to happen with most people. Most people are going to say that. And I get it. The soldier. Blade. Yeah, the build-up's definitely going to be epic, Chris. And it will sell. Of course it will. I want to hear even last time when it was on, it was sold. It sold quick. I think it sold out like within hours. I could be exaggerating, but I know it did sell out quite quickly. Yeah, Eubank's gonna. I'm looking. You see, it's even that. I'm one of these that I actually like the press conferences because I find them quite exciting, especially when you've got characters up there. Because look, everyone's different. And you have respectful, yeah, I'm going to come and I'm going to put on a really good performance and I'm going to showcase my skills and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here and da 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 da. And then you get people like Chris Eubank Jr. that starts going off on everyone. No one's safe. He rocks up with a sword. You've got the likes of Tyson Fury, character, Dillian White, character, Derek Chisora, character. I could go on. We could talk about this all night. And I guess it just depends what you like to watch. So yeah. Mary J. Blige in about have you not seen who's behind her? Look, Jay-Z. Let's put Jay-Z in it. I was trying to find one with the diddler, but he wasn't there. We know why Lewis has gone to Ferrari, gone for his bank account. Ferrari never get it right on track and never have for decades. Will be the same again. I don't know because the engineers have also swapped sides. There may be some new engineers that have gone over. Well, you know what? I'm not lying. They haven't they? We'll see. Don't think Lewis Hamilton's gone over there on his own. And I think, was it Mercedes wanted to give him a 2-year contract, but I think Ferrari gave him, was it 3 or 5? I don't know. I can't remember the intricacies of that. Blade for the win. Blade, we like it. Right, let's have a look. Eubank Jr. will mention. Do you really think he'll do that? And I'm not. In fact, let me take that off. Let me take that off the screen. One thing I never do is get involved in personal lives. Let everyone just do what they're doing. I don't think he'll do that. I do think he's got a line. I don't think he'll do that. Ignat looks like El Gato with a beard. Everyone wants to drive at Ferrari, no matter how crap that. Well, yeah, it's Ferrari. Enzo Ferrari. If Lewis can bring them back to the Schumacher days, might even you know what? They love him over there though, don't they? To be fair, Star Fox. Because when I heard, because it's my husband that's a massive F1 fan, so he was giving me all the updates. He was saying that there were out there. He says, "Oh, there was loads of people out there." Obviously, when he went to the HQ and stuff. And I was like, "Oh," because you think in Italy, I was like, "Oh no," because now fans. I think it was the early stoppage. Yeah, yeah, it's one of them. It's an early night. I don't know how they're gonna drag this out because usually main event's about 9:30, but we'll see. Isaac, because if I don't wanna mispronounce your first name. Do I have a box? A box, like, for training. I've never had a boxing match, no, but a box for training, and obviously I study the fighters, um and I've got a friend that's in boxing that's also taught me a lot about the sport and has mentioned certain fights, old fights, to go and watch. And then I was watching it when I was a kid as well, but not watching it from a understanding point of view, watching it because somebody was getting battered. I'd only say that my knowledge is improving because everyone I'm still learning. you know, don't ask me about rankings. Don't ask me about belts. Don't ask me about interims. Don't ask me about mandatories or voluntary. Don't ask me anything like that. But I can talk about the boxing itself. Yeah. So no, I haven't boxed, but I'm very, very interested in the sport. So it's me with my tappy fingers. I exited out of the studio by accident. Sorry, tappy fingers. I'm still here. Still here. Still here. I've got heavy fingers. Shalom's in tears, bless him. Yeah, that was a mad one. I think it was an early stoppage, to be fair. You reckon he was concussed? I think he still had a bit in him. I don't know, done for. I reckon he still had a bit in him. Seriously though, the matchmaker thought this opponent was here to be a punch, but I doubt it. Yeah, it's look, Scott fought 3 weeks ago, and now this is making me feel a little bit risky about Callum Simpson going against the soldier. Where's Ghost? Ghost was talking about the soldier. 3 weeks is a short time. Listen, look, I get it. Fighters stay fit, they stay in the gym, they stay ready. The thing is, you go into camp, you have your fight, you might have a week off, then you go back into the gym. I don't know, you might have niggles, aches and pains, whatever it is. If you've been in a grueler, to be fair, Callum wasn't necessarily in a grueler 3 weeks ago, so he may still be fresh, but it's still risky. Going into a fight 3 weeks later is still risky. But we're here. Scott's come a cropper because of that, but we'll see. Nah, I don't think it was a good stop. I thought it's premature. We don't like premature things. We don't. Right, Stuart saying soldier wins and Lipinets. Stuart's going out there. Stuart's vaulting ops. Stuart is saying that all the ops are going to win. Uh, right, that's for the Americans. Jack Gotts. Hopefully they'll see this. Hopefully they'll see it in the chat and they'll let you know because I've not got a clue where this will broadcast in America. I'm sure I saw one of your brethren out there in the US saying that they're not getting any coverage of this card out there. I thought, wasn't it supposed to be on Peacock? I thought they did have a broadcast deal with Peacock, but I don't know what's happened there. Mm, can somebody let me know they're still doing the Peacock thing? Okay, Ferrari fans are different. If you're on their side, You may as well be Jesus number 2. Okay, so then nothing matters. And if you're saying I was surprised to see Simpson and Forrest fighting so soon after their last fight, this is why they're meant to there you go. Iffy, I just said more or less the same thing. Yeah, I did. I disappeared for a bit. Like I said, I pressed. It doesn't matter. Vodka? No, we don't do that. My God, no. Vodka's like even when I did have a drink, vodka'd be the last thing I drink. It's like floor cleaner. You think? Are they actually signing any fighters? When was the last time they announced they'd signing? Yeah. Come on, Blade. Prove the 3-week theory. Chris, I think that's what Ben Shalom's looking to do. He said it's either Dakers or Carly, which is Dillian White's fighter, Irish Southpaw. Nice guy as well. So I think it's up to Ben which fight he's gonna make. Oh, favorite UK boxer. You know what? I used to have one, and then they broke my heart. So I don't have any anymore. I don't have any favorite boxers at all. I respect all of them. Some of them are better than others, but I definitely don't have any favorites. Favorites is something that somebody said, a promoter once said, and it's probably the best advice. I won't tell you which promoter it is. Never fall in love with the fighters, and that was like saying to the promoters, don't fall in love with your fighters because they'll break your heart. And yeah, no, I have no favorites, not anymore. No, we don't need Star Fox to jump on that joke. But I can't help but imagine Shalom calling Frank and Eddie Ginals behind closed doors. Oh, listen, I've tried to get Ben because I want to get his dad on. I've DM'd Ben Shalom. I said, Ben, see if you can get your dad on. I'd love to speak to your dad. Do you know what I mean? And you know what was very interesting? Ben Shalom said his granddad came over to Jamaica around the 1940s. But when I asked where he was from, he said Middle Eastern Hebrew. Interesting that, isn't it? I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about it. Yeah, he broke my heart. Look, everyone that knows me knows I was a massive fan of Richard. And Richard broke my heart. He left me. He abandoned me. I got abandoned by Riakpor. Oh, and if you've just joined us, it's not me pouring my heart out about fighters. This is actually a live watch along. But because the fights have ended quickly, we've had some early stoppages and early knockouts and whatnot. We've got a bit of time to fill. But those of you that have been here with me before, you know I ain't got a problem with running my mouth constantly for hours and talking to you guys. Because to be fair, I've missed our watch alongs. I've done a few lives and I'll try and get as many questions as I can with the guests, etc., etc. But we haven't done one of these for a long time. I thought, you know what? Got to do one because it's fun. Right. Punk Pop Not Dead said it's on ESPN in Spain. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't wait for Beterbiev Bivol. Run it again. First fight was amazing and show why both of them are elite. And hopefully the same again. Hopefully Bivol wins as I want a trilogy. Yeah, there could be a trilogy for that, really. Or Buatsi, should he get through Callum Smith, Buatsi for the world title shot. The thing is with Buatsi, he's put his career, what his career's been stagnant and he's on a momentum now. And he's an Olympian. He's got that pedigree. He, he's had a very stop-start career. So he's priming himself to get in the position to become a world champion. I'd like to see that happen. But who knows? There could be a trilogy. Yeah, the boxer, the Beterbiev Bivol fight, I'm a Beterbiev fan. Those that know me know that I'm a massive Beterbiev fan. And just because I will pick a side guys, doesn't mean that I don't respect or rate the other fighter. I'm just not afraid to pick a side. And I've picked Beterbiev. Bivol's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But I just like Beterbiev. I watch his stories like religiously. I see the stuff. If you go into Artur Beterbiev stories on Instagram, today, for example, he was saying this is an exercise that you do to strengthen your rotator cuff because rotator cuff injuries are very, very common in boxing. So he was showing you different exercises, different types of shoulder exercises to help you build stronger rotator cuffs, stronger shoulders. And he's very dry. He's got a little cheeky little sense of humor as well. I met him once. Haven't Didn't get to interview him because I didn't. Got a picture with him, and I'm a true Beterbiev fan. But Bivol, him and Bivol, elite, elite fighters, you know. And that's a fight that I'll watch again and again, and I will watch it again before the fight. Callum Simpson versus Billy would be a war. Would love to see that as Callum's world level step up. And Callum's good. I spoke to him the other day, and I've always known Callum Simpson as a not somebody that uses his jab. He's somebody that will get inside and then pepper you inside and powerful, nasty. He'll smash you to pieces on the inside. But when he fought Steve Woodall last week, 3 weeks ago, which was a good fight, that jab, Steed could not get past the jab, and I was extremely surprised because Steed Woodall is a very, very good boxer. Callum said to me, "Look, I only show what I need to. I don't want everyone to see everything that I'm capable of already because obviously everything is film study, isn't it?" So he says he'll just fight how he needs to get the win. Interesting. I like that. Lovely guy as well. He's going against this guy that I don't know, just wants to come in there and create havoc. People were getting him mixed up when he was saying that he was Arnold Schwarzenegger at at the top table. They thought he was saying something else. Kind of was, but not how they thought he was saying it. So yeah, interesting fight. 3-week rule. We've just seen what happened to Scott. I do think it was premature, but whatever. It's over now. The loss is on his record. I didn't want to come too soon with the job. Star Fox. That's not what written in the public toilet, Star Fox. Peacock. Is it are they still on Peacock? You's 3 minutes behind. I hope I'm not behind. No, I don't think I'm behind. Patrick saying mine is easy Senna. Fighting aside, he's definitely someone I look up to for sure. Art and Senna. And do you know Joshua Boatz's middle name is Senna? And his dad gave him that name after Art and Senna because his dad was a massive F1 fan. Yeah. A fun fact. Don't know if you know, don't know if you care, but that's the truth. Rem saying, I love these watch alongs. Oh, you're making me feel valued, Rem. Thank you very much for being here. And like I said, if you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Red. Yes, this is a live watch along. There's no boxing on at the moment. The commentary, the hosting, they're just having a chat. And that's exactly what I'm doing with you guys. When the last fight, the headline fight, I think they'll probably, to be fair, it's usually about 9:30. They may air it from 15 minutes past at the earliest. So we've got a few minutes that we can catch up and see what's going on. We're talking about all different weird and wonderful things here. So welcome to all of you, wherever you are, whether it's the morning, the night, the afternoon, whatever. Welcome. So Beterbiev Bivol card is well worth 19.99. Ortiz versus Madrimov. Oh yeah, I've spoke to Virgil Ortiz. What a lovely guy he is. Harry Potter fan as well. It's a pick and fight. I'm gonna go Madrimov, even though I liked Ortiz. Very first time I met. Oh, is he walking out already? Look at him. He's got his full outfit on, the red beret, the camouflage. And that guy that's at the head of them walking with them, he's one of the guys that gets the fighters over. Lovely guy. there's been a couple of times. So shout out to him. I can't remember his name, but there's a couple of times when he said, "Are you all right for a hotel?" Obviously, I've got a spare room because of whatever. Do you need to stay over? Whatever, because I've got a spare room because one of the fighters didn't turn up or whatever. Very kind man. And his name slips my head, but he's walking out, soldier. Boatsy Smith. Hold on a minute. Did I read the rest of that? Sorry. Zan Kabayel, Dubois Parker, 50-50s. Seen Shakur on our time range. Shiraz, first world title. Yeah, Carlos Adames. Yeah, we can't complain. I am not complaining. We'll be here. If listen, wherever you are in the world, if you want to come back, if you like what you see, you might not, whatever, it's your choice. I'm going to be doing a live watch along for February the 22nd. We will start from the first fight and we will go all the way till the end. Bring your food, bring your drinks. We'll chill out. We'll talk as we do there. And then there'll be some commentary on the fights as well. I'll definitely be doing a watch along for that because unfortunately, yet again, I can't get out to Saudi. Never mind. Right, Boatsi versus Smith as well. See how much Smith has got left. Let's have a look. Bivol is the best. Had him winning easily. Oh, easily. But he does need to do a bit more or make it more obvious as Artur Beterbiev. That's what I mean. A lot of people said he was hitting gloves, Stuart. But did you see the state of Dimitri Bivol's face after the fight? Those shots were getting through. Don't get me wrong, some of them were, but not as many as everyone was saying. He was going around the guard and still managing to get him on the face. Oh, I can't wait for that rematch. Cannot wait. I thought it was close, but I thought they'd give it to Bivol. So I was shocked when Beterbiev got it. No, it's not a robbery. I had Bivol winning 7-5. Not a robbery. Beterbiev came more stronger in the later rounds. You see, with us oldies, we tend to warm up late. We're a bit cold when we first get going, but once we've had a few minutes to warm up, it's game on. And whoever's in front of us, you're going to start to feel that pressure. Us oldies take a little bit longer to warm up, but when we do, it's go time. And I'm talking about boxing, Star Fox. Skyliner, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, he was fun to speak to. Really good to speak to. And what I liked about that conversation that we had, Skyliner, is Frank Warren explained the Queensbury strategy. Because I've spoke to Matchroom about their strategy. I haven't really spoke to Ben Shalom about his because he's like been really keen to sign the Olympians, and that's what his kind of focus was. But Frank's like, I want them at 18. I want them to serve their apprenticeship as professionals. I want us to be able to, see how they get on. And I like that. It was different. So yeah, it was an educational conversation. And Big Frank said he's going to do more, but hopefully I'll be catching up with him next week because I won't be doing a watch along for Derek Chisora versus Otto Walling. I'll be there on fight night. So hopefully I'll have press conference content for you and I'll have fight night content for you. As with Queensbury, you can get backstage after the fights. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that card as well, courtesy of Queensbury promotion. And it's their first fight at the Co-op Live in Manchester. Bon Scott, where have you been? Happy Christmas. Enjoyed your interview with Eddie. Yeah, I think I just really get on with Eddie. He's just a really nice person. Believe it or not, he's cool. He's cool. Get on with him. And like I said, when I first started out, he backed the channel and he shouted me out on several other channels about the way I do my stuff. He likes the way I do my stuff. So, I'll always have time for Eddie Hearn. In advance, we have Boatsi and Azuma. Can't take you lot seriously. It was a one-off. Oh, what have I missed now? I'm behind on the chat. Done for. I'm kind of inclined to believe you. Being an Olympian means nothing now. Does it have that credence that it once did? It's a debate. It really is a debate. And you know what I'd like to do? And I'm gonna put this out here, so if anybody steals my ideas, which people do all the time, that's fine. I'd like to get I'd like to get, uh, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, um, Ben Shalom, Callie Sowland around a table and discuss their thoughts on fighters and why they have their rationale for signing the fighters that they do and get them to debate it. You know, like a round table, and I'd be there, sat there, and then they'd be firing off each other, and then I could pick questions just to pick the minds of the promoters on why they do what they do and why it works for them and what are the pros and the cons, and the other promoters saying, yeah, well, you might do it like that, but I don't think that's a good idea, because love to have that conversation with those guys, but I'll probably win the lottery before that happens, but whatever. Nice outfit there from Callum Simpson. My palate is getting a bit dry, so if you see me sucking on the straw again, do excuse me, but I need to keep it moist because you can hear my voice is getting very hoarse. He's coming militant. Look at that. Militant. But he looks a bit nervous though. But I'd be nervous. Callum turns back to him. I should have interviewed this kid, you know. I saw him and I didn't interview. I'm gutted now. I didn't drag him over for a conversation. Right, Elvis is 24, 15 fights, 113, 12 KOs, lost two. Alorga. Stats are coming up on the screen, guys. Oh, you meant Joshua Buatsi. Ah, yeah. Apologies, Patrick. And yeah, Fraser Clark. What a walk on. Yeah, we love it. I love that stuff, right? Callum 28, 16 fights, 16 wins, and 11 of those have resulted in a KO. We are looking to start the main event. If you've just joined us, hello, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are. I'm Abs of October Red. And this is our first live watch along. There is no footage. You just have to listen to me rabbiting on, talking about the fights that we see on the screen. I try and describe what we see as much as I can, and potentially feed some corner information if I can hear that back to you guys. I also like to interact with the chat, because without the chat, there isn't my channel. Without the subscribers, I wouldn't be here. So some like it, some don't. The door's always open. You can come and go as you please. Gosh, I wonder how this is going to go. What are you saying, guys? How do you think this is going to end up? Imagine you do all that walkout. Do you remember that Larty in the party? And his walkout was longer than the fight, and he got sparked. That was Fabio Wardley, wasn't it? Larty in the can't remember. It will be, if this fight goes a different nothing mix 11, about half an hour, maybe, if that, because this is the chief support. So we're coming towards the ending of the card. Buffalo Soldier Dreadlock Rasta. Hopefully not fighting for survival. Greedy Belly, we love that name. You just popped up in my recommendations, new subscribers. Everyone shout out Greedy Belly. Greedy Belly has just popped up as a new subscriber, and we've got to show the new subscribers love and obviously appreciation to the ones that have been here from the beginning. Callum Simpson starts off fast. This fight starts fast. Both of them battling for the center of the ring. Callum flicking out that jab, the 1-2. Elvis, because I'm not going to try and Ahorga, if I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Elvis a little not as tidy with his shots, but because of that rawness of him, it can make him very unpredictable. Overhand swinging. Callum more tidy, compact. The boxer. Uppercuts landing there from Callum as he taps the head of Alorga, looking to get him to open up, drop his guard a bit as he goes down, dips to the body, the hooks to the body. Both of them exchanging here, but Callum's the one that's landing the shots. The shots coming back to him from a Horga and not really touching the surface of Callum. He flicks out the jab, saying that Horga just landed his own jab. As he tucks up, comes inside. Callum goes to the body, uses the jab once again. The overhand comes in from a Horga. We're going to call him Elvis. A very fast start from both guys. Callum's a tidy one of the two, but you can see that Elvis has got some power, but we're getting definitely more output, clean rate of output from Callum. But we like that. Elvis has got that rawness. Like I said, that can be a bit unpredictable, but let's have a look. Simpson looks comfortable in there, using that jab hand as a almost like a range finder so he can throw the shots off the jab as he does. He throws the uppercut, hooks going into the body, uppercuts going in. Elvis tucks up, throws out his own jab. Callum follows up with the backhand. August slips under it. High guard from Elvis. Callum continuously like tapping out that jab. It's like he's trying to goad him to open up the guard so he can go in with the backhand. Elvis comes back in with his own counter, throws a shot to the body. The only thing is he overloads. This is Elvis now. He'll overload. You'll be able to see the shots coming, but his jab is not too bad. We've got Simpson on the ropes here. Both of the men in a little bit of a clinch. The ref tells him to stop boxing as Simpson pushes him off. No emotion is needed here. Just be cold. Go in there and do what you need to do. Not sure if the 3-week rule will apply to Simpson, but we can't speak too soon. This is a 12-round fight. He's had 2 weeks. He's had a week off, and he's straight back in. Lovely overhand right landed there from Elvis. As Callum comes back with his own counters. Round one over. Little tap of respect as both guys walk back into their respective corners. A very, very fast start. Yes, you can see that Simpson as the higher caliber of boxer, but that rawness and that ruggedness that is coming in from Elvis can make him unpredictable. With these fighters, you've got to stay switched on because of their unpredictability, or as you like to say in the boxing world, unorthodoxness. It's dangerous. Because that rawness can be dangerous because he looks like he potentially packs that explosive power. You look at his knockout ratio. No, I'm not going to bring up BoxRec and see who he's fought, but he's knocked people out. You've got to be careful. You've got to stay switched on. You've got to stay focused. Greedy Belly saying Bivol lost in my books. Top tuning walk. Oh my God. Listen, the week I've nearly ended up with a mobility scooter, mate. I was in the gym the other day and I felt like I'd just been hit by a train. Very, very achy. Clearly my trip to London, my commute to London has taken it out of me. I am getting old now. I can't keep up with these young ones. But I digress. We move back into it. We've got Simpson in the center of the ring, feinting with his feet, feinting with his shoulders, looking to get in. And once again, you can see that Elvis looks to throw those explosive shots. You can see that because he's overloading. He really wants to get in with the power. That's what he wants to do. He wants to knock him out. But because of that, and now we've got Simpson going back in. He's hitting him with his own shots, pushing him to the back of the ropes. Elvis is answering, but once again, overloading, missing the shots, which is going to tire him out. Let's have a look. Uppercuts coming in. Simpson uses that hand, that jab hand, as like a measuring skip, then whips in the uppercut. I like that. I love that move. It's like you think, oh, is he going to use it? Is he going to use it for the... Is he going to just like a straight backhand? No, whip, uppercut. And once again, Elvis comes launching forwards with those, potential power shots. But because of the IQ of Simpson, he's able to evade the shots. He's able to miss them as he walks forward and throws off his own combination. We're seeing body shots. We're seeing uppercuts and hooks coming in from a competent Callum Simpson. This guy was out 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago and has come out as fresh as a daisy. Look at that feinting, nice feinting. Hooks to the head. The hands have dropped of Elvis. Potential tiredness when the hands drop, when the guards drop. It doesn't necessarily mean confidence. It means he's tired. But like I said, you miss those shots. When you throw in those big windmills and you're missing, it's going to tire you out. And this is what we could be seeing there with Elvis as he throws in an uppercut in his own hooks, which caught Callum. Callum going in with the body shots, countering with a hook of his own, throwing the backhand, throwing the hooks. Both guys inside, talking up. Callum throwing the shots, the hooks to the head. Elvis comes back with his own hook. Simpson backed onto the ropes. Not uncomfortable, but backed onto the ropes. Fighting out of the clinch. Once again, Elvis goes to throw that overhand, but Callum is managed to like push that away, spin himself, get back into the center of the ring. Jab, jab coming out from Simpson. Jab. Going for the backhand. Once again, this is the overload. He's overloading. Elvis is overloading the shots. It's going to tire him out if he keeps on doing that. Try to find just a little bit of composure. Don't get me wrong. If one of them lands, it could be curtains because you can see he's got the explosiveness in it, but he's tensing up. Yeah, good second round that. Fair play. Listen, well, I'm already drinking out of a straw. So I've kind of started that already, haven't I? Yeah, that's true. Pros can, and that's what they are doing as well, Bon Scott. They are competing at the Olympics. Yep, I get your Reds. I like Frank and Eddie. They love a pound, but seem decent enough guys. And that's it. They're humans at the end of the day. They're businessmen and they're there to make money, but they're still humans. Listen, don't get me wrong. You get on the right side, the wrong side of anyone, and you're gonna view them as a so and so, ain't you? You're not gonna like them. There's gonna be people that really get on with people and people that don't get on with other people. It's one of them. But I haven't got a problem with any of them. I think they're both great guys. They're on their own mission. They're in competition with each other, but it's fun. It's good fun to see them now, all of them, Ben Shalom included, working together. Right, that jab. Once again, we're going into round number 3 of 12. Nice fight here between both gentlemen. You can see that Elvis is keen to put on a performance, put on a show, really show what he's about. But he's just got to be mindful of really loading up on those shots of his. Maybe find a little bit more of composure. Even look at the parry hand instead of potentially parrying the shot and countering. He's throwing out the parry hand, which is semi turning into not a parry. So you can see the different levels of boxing here. You can see that Callum's the more composed fighter. However, like I said, the rawness, the ruggedness, bit of showboating, they're coming in from Elvis. It is dangerous. You cannot switch off with fighters like this because they will do anything to win. And listen, Elvis wants to win. As I'm just saying, oh, lovely long lead hook coming in there from Elvis. But Callum's still able to get those nice, sweet uppercuts off on the inside. But I'm liking it. It's an exciting fight. Fair play to him. He did a lot of talking at the press conference. He gave a speech about what he was going to do. He's entertaining. He's not boring. Hopefully they'll put him on again. I hope he gets an opportunity. Again, I'm saying this. Yeah, we ain't got to the end of the fight yet. My only regret now is that I didn't speak to him at the press conference. Because sometimes with the fighters, when they come from abroad, they don't necessarily want to speak to you. They just kind of stay in the corner as the away fighter. And he caught Simpson with a beautiful shot then that whacked the side of Simpson's face to the side. A nice hook. If you slow that down, his face would have just... Ugh. Jab comes out. Got a minute left in round number 3. And this is a 12-round fight. Elvis telling him to come forward. Come on then. Have a go. Pushing Simpson back onto the rope. Simpson throws in the uppercuts on the inside. Keeps that jab hand firmly under his chin. Lead hand is dropped. He's able to flick the jab out from waist high. I'm old school. I like to keep the guard up properly, but whatever. If you feel relaxed doing that, that's you, innit? As the body shots come in and uppercuts coming in from Callum. It's inside work, and this is what I've known Callum for. Powerful inside work. I don't know if he's got that devastating power. Like I said, he's fresh out of a fight. A short fight, a fight that ended quickly, but he still had a grueling camp. He's going to feel it in the morning. The sweeping uppercut just glances the face of Elvis as we hear the final 10 seconds go of round number 3. Elvis there, gold in the crowd, and walks back to the wrong corner. Soldier won the ring walk 1-0. Most of all, they love the boxing. But imagine you're getting paid for something that you love doing. You see, it's a business, but you actually have a passion about the sport. That's got to be the best thing ever. Like I said, I do this for a hobby. This does not make me money. This is not income for me. I do it because I love it. And then sometimes I sit down, I think, you know what? Imagine if you was earning some serious dough doing this. It will be insane because it's like I'm doing what I love. This is my hobby. I'm doing what I love, and now I'm making money. So yeah, when you've got the passion for it, when you sprinkle that dough on the top, it's gonna be sweet. Right, Olympics is just a PET festival. What? Star Fox? What? What? Josh, it's on. No, Josh ain't calling me blood. It's on Sky Sports. If you're calling me blood, so you're obviously in the UK. Sky Sports. Where was G Money on the walkout for Elvis? Joker. He lost. He got stopped. Early doors ban. I just think, like I said, it was just too soon. I thought it was an early stoppage, but yeah, these two are going at it again. Apologies. We are in round number 4 of 12. The pace for this fight has been continuous. None of them have slowed down. Fast paced fight straight from the beginning. I'd say Callum is definitely the more compact, landing the better shots, landing the more accurate punches. Don't get me wrong, Elvis is landing, but nowhere near as much as Callum. Callum is definitely, from the eye test, from me, Callum's definitely on the up. However, Elvis is making the fight exciting because he's forcing Callum to work. And once again, that lead left long hook from Alorga there hits the face of Callum as he tries to throw an uppercut. It just skims the face. Callum's able to move out the way from it. So yeah, good work. Good work. It's high work rate from both fighters. Definitely not boring. Not scrappy either. Even though Elvis has that rawness as he throws a backhand onto the face of Simpson that pushes him back slightly, but Simpson gets his guard up. Currently on the ropes, but like I said, not uncomfortable on the ropes. Ref separates them, gets to reset as Simpson throws in the hooks. And with getting those variations as Elvis is calling him forward, Simpson's there throwing those hooks to the body and the head. We've got the variation of shots. I think Alorga just wants him to get on the inside as a beautiful hook. Those beautiful hooks from Callum landing clean on the chin of Elvis, but he ain't going anywhere. He's not going down. He's not even looking wobbled. He's just taking the shots and hoping for the best. And both guys look in phenomenal shape. You know, you can see that they look after themselves, train hard, and obviously take their diet seriously. There's definitely no love handles with any of these guys, even though we are at, super middle. I think Callum should be a light heavyweight. He's one of these that I said that I don't even know how he makes super middle. He's so tall and he does look big in person, but we'll see what happens. He's mentioned in the future that he'd love to have a fight with Liam Cameron. I can't imagine Liam Cameron going down, so he'd go up to light heavyweight, and he wants it to be a homecoming, a South Yorkshire derby, as he calls it. So we'll see what happens, because none of us are sure if the Ben Whittaker Liam Cameron rematch is going to happen. We have heard that Ben Whittaker is back out in April, potentially a Birmingham show. Potentially Fraser Clark might be on that show as well. So it looks like boxers got something up their sleeve for their fighters in April. But we'll see what happens. Let's have a look. On the better, there's another fight, so may get brought forward. On the what? There's another fight. Oh, the betting. Oh, the betting. Okay, fair enough. I'm with you now. Yeah, I mean, was he a step too far, Bon? I don't know. Don't know. It's clear that some of my boxing knowledge on some of these fighters is quite low down, because even though his name sounds familiar, I can't picture him or his fights. I thought he was like, you watch the fight back when you can, but it just looked as if his jab was kind of like pouring. It was short, it wasn't like fully extended. But then he just caught him, just like caught him clean. Like I said, must have been, I don't know, one of those pressure points, and that was it. He was wobbled in the corner, and they stopped it. Even though I think he could have carried on. And Scott was clearly frustrated at that. But look, live to fight another day. You know what? I saw that with to be fair, base. I saw that earlier with the other ref when Webster was fighting Takivi. It was the same. He was always looking at Takivi. Yeah, he's uh-huh. Elvis, yeah. Oh, because I'm not going to try and pronounce his surname because it'd be an insult to the fighter. Oh, here we go. Callum's starting to let off more shots. A counter come in there from Elvis. He's landed that lead left hook of Elvis's is pretty good because he's landed it a few times. Callum's got like a higher output though. He's, for Elvis's 2 shots, Callum's probably landing 4 or 5. I don't know if are they blue suede. They look vintage. Here we go. I think he's oh, his legs have gone. I think his legs are looking gone. I think Callum's got him. Yeah, he's gone down. Nice work. I think he got him with a lovely backhand there. Sorry, guys, I was distracted. He's having a breather. It doesn't look like he's going to roll round. Can you get up, mate? Hmm. Refs waved it off. The refs waved it off. He's frustrated. I think that was a straight right that landed from Callum, and his legs were gone then. And obviously, Callum, as Callum will do, go straight inside, unload the sorry, knocked him down, knocked down, sat on his bum. And yeah, ref waved it off. I think he jumped up at 9. He jumped up a bit late, but yeah. The hell is wrong with you? I'm looking at the chat here. You lot are crazy in the chat. The lack of footwork by Blade is insane. Yeah. Iffy, did you bet on this? These 2 men are fighting like they're beasts from No Nation. Let's have a look. Star Fox. Who was the guy walking out with Elvis? No, he's cool. Like I said, he's one of the guys that usually gets some of the fighters over from Africa. He's a cool guy. Very helpful, nice guy. And look at his output, Chris. He fought 3 weeks ago. Look at his output. Still manages to pull off that. The fight was one pace and a fast pace. So he's extremely fit. That's a absolute, you got to commend his fitness. His work rate was impeccable in there. He was still sharp. If you'd looked at him, you wouldn't have thought that he fought 3 weeks ago. Fair play to him. Yes, spot on. Spot on. Remy, you know what? When Chris Eubank was, when he was next gen, how many years ago, and he was vicious and he was spiteful. Yes, spot on. I'll take that. MC Tasty, good evening to you. Yeah, do you see what I mean? Look, he's on his bum when he drops. The ref says to him, just chill. Don't rush to get up. He's counting. Yeah. And I think that's what happened, Jimmy. He punched himself out. I mean, when you're punching something and you're missing, it takes a lot out of you. You'd rather punch and hit a target. Let's have a look. 2 fights on the trot, 2 crazy fighters. Love it. Favorite already. This was a good fight. I enjoyed this. Elvis must be all shook up. The hell's wrong with you? He's definitely entertaining. Hey, he's just got to tighten up, ain't he? But it was entertaining. He's just loading up too much. Oh. I don't usually, but I did watch the one that he did the other day about the fight. I shared it on my ex because it was an interesting listen. Just going through the chat. Nothing but a hound dog. Bloody hell, all the Elvis jokes are coming in. He's not treating Callum quite as good as he should have. Good fight, man. Hopefully he'll come back. You think that was shocking? I don't think he I don't know. Right, here we go. He did say it. Bay said it before. He said that he keeps on looking at Elvis like he's looking to stop it. So now, right from that base has said he stopped it prematurely. Yep. To be fair, base is often right. One thing about him, I would say that he's often right. And it was the pressure was there. See, I don't know, but you lot do all this betting. Don't understand any of it at all. Yeah, I'm sure you'll go away and learn from it. Blade was just tired. Okay, you're saying that about the stoppage. Jimmy's saying the round that Elvis came out jabbing and actually trying to box, he gets stopped. This sometimes, Jimmy, you gotta just stick to your rawness. Sometimes, Jimmy, raw is good. Only sometimes though. And he is fun to watch. I agree with that. He's got to come back. Like to see him again. Oh well, at least the corner stool is in the toilet. He will be back from this. I do agree. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I did watch that one, Bon. Elvis needs to go to Vegas. You know what? What do we expect on a stream with grown men? It's just gonna be crazy banter. Like I said, good evening to all of you. We are now potentially minutes away from the headline. We've had we've had Jamie Takivi in a really scrappy fight because I think that's when we started our live. Oh yeah, shout no, it was a Rolreg at the end of his fight. He got a nice stoppage as well. Nice to see him out cruiserweight. Then we had Jamie Takivi versus Michael Webster. He peppered him up, forced Michael Webster's team to say, yeah, retire on the stool, however you want to put it. Jamie was basically very frank about his performance, literally admitting that he smothered his own work, could have done better, didn't. But he got the W, and it was in the latter rounds. So round 9 of a 10-round fight. Um, then we had Scott Forrest going against Ignat, which I never knew anything about. All I saw in his corner was the Bowers gym. So you kind of get what he's about. Scott Forrest fought 3 weeks ago. He gets stopped. Premature. I said yes. Some of the chat says no. But congratulations to Ignat and his team. I know Scott Forrest is going to be pissed. But live to fight another day, but I get his frustration because he all he's going to be thinking now as a fighter is when am I going to get called back to fight again? This is the pressure that the fighters are under when they lose. The market is so competitive. There's promoters now that can pick and choose who they want. They're going to try and choose the cream of the crop, the better of the fighters. They're not just looking to fill cards for the sake of it. So when you're a fighter and you lose, there's a lot of pressure there. A lot of pressure, whether they want to admit it or not. Because if that was my job, that was my livelihood, that was potentially my sole income, I'd be panicking if I lost. But it is what it is. And then we've just had Callum Simpson going against a very game Ghanaian. First name Elvis, last name I will not try to pronounce. And it's not out of ignorance, it's because I don't want to insult him by trying to pronounce it. But I think it's a Horga, I think. And he got the stoppage, round 5, down as a KO, not a TKO. Base quite rightly mentioned that the ref keeps on staring at Elvis. He's going to try and get a stoppage when he can. And yeah, that happens. It was going. it potentially could have happened in round 6. Obviously, Elvis isn't happy, but congratulations to Callum. Quick turnaround, straight out there, and I know that he's gonna wanna fight Liam Cameron next. But it just depends what Liam Cameron's doing. But I do believe alright, he's gonna be doing a headline. He's gonna be doing a headline in his hometown at, his boxing, at his football stadium. I wonder if it's gonna be Liam Cameron then. I think it said did he say May or March? So interesting to see that. And then we've got the headline, of course, which is Adam Azim. Azim versus Lipinets. A couple of people saying that they reckon Lipinets is gonna win. Is he? Who knows? But not long until we find out. Let's have a look at the chat. Star Fox lives in the shadows, and then he just pops out with these insults and then disappears again and then pops back out with them. However, everyone here has a sense of humor, and it's sarcastic. Sometimes it might be a little bit mean, but we're not going to run off in the corner and start crying because we don't do that here. We all have a bit of banter. And I will say, for those of you, if this is the first time that you've joined us, I don't care what anybody says. The chat that we have here is second to none. We're a growing community, and we do have a lot of fun when we do our watch along. So I was actually, like I said to you before, I even pinned it at the top of this that I was looking forward to connecting with all of you guys again. So I kind of missed you. Right, Jeffers, you reckon? Okay, we'll see. Yeah, fair, Stuart. It's Saturday night, Abs, and to be fair to us, the fight is called Elvis. Yeah, it's going to happen. Right, Jamie Takivi, horrible style, unappealing, just not good for TV or the crowd. Skyliner straight for the jugular. Damn, don't hold back. But you know what? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. And I did mention to Ben Shalom about like the thing is with fighters, look, we're all fans, and different things will appeal to like different. What do we like about a fighter? What makes you like a fighter? Is it their style? Is it their personality? Is it a mixture of both? Is it their social media profile? Is it the way they carry themselves when that press conference? We've got a plethora of reasons to get behind a fighter, and that's why when I do what I do, I try and get us the fans to get to know what the fighters actually like, so you can support them because you actually like their character, and then they can potentially build on that to try and get a fan base that will be more loyal than only likes them when they're winning, only likes them when they get a knockout, and then when they lose or they get sparked, no one wants to know. I'd like to try and develop more of a football culture in boxing as regards to a fan base, than the fickle one that we've got, because we tend to ride the good waves, and we're like fair weather friends in boxing. When, like you said, everyone loves you when you're winning, and then everyone hates you when you're not. But football, it's kind of like there's more of a loyalty thing in football. It's like you support the same team all of your life. Don't get me wrong, some people switch, but majority of people, when it's football, you don't switch. Yeah, you might have a go at the players, but it's still your team. And what I'd like to see in boxing is that. So how I try and help that along is for you guys to see what the fighters are really like, and then you can decide whether you like that personality or you like this about them, and build their fan base that way. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just like fair weather fans, because that's just not fair. Boxing King, good evening. Talking about opinions, this card is absolutely awful. Sky Sports are done in boxing other than pay-per-view. Oh, don't say that. I'm not. I can't write them off. Shalom is a young Papadan. He will learn the ways of the force. He will. He will. He will. He's picking up. He's all right. He's quite sarcastic. He's got a little bit of wit about him. Christopher Anthony, Alfie Clegg look good, and I love seeing the come up. Absolutely, Christopher. The thing is with him, and I said it when I spoke to him the other day, the way that he stuck with like Dean, believed in the dream that Dean had, boxing on the Black Box global shows down in Tolworth, whether they were streamed or not. Alfie was always there, obviously trained by Xavier Miller. And then he gets his opportunity to come and fight on Sky Sports. And it's nice to see when you follow a fighter's journey from the small hall and you see them get, the feeders into like the main promotional companies. It's nice to see. Will they go on to become world champions? Who knows? They might do, they might not, but it's still nice to see that progress. Oh, he's got sunglasses on. This is a great test for Azim. This is something that Moses Itwama needs. He's chin tested. Now, Moses Itwama, and I will say this, out of all of the heavyweights that are out there, Moses Itwama has fought the better opposition. And when I say the better opposition, I mean the more experienced opposition. It's like, because I don't want to see him rushed. I don't want to see them just like throw him in there into the lion's den. He's building. He's 20 years old. I can't remember. He's probably the most active heavyweight that we've seen. Frank signed him, invested in him from when he was 16. And the strategy seems to work. He's, like Frank said, he's building the fighter. They're building their apprenticeship in the pro ranks. He's still a baby. I get it. He might have said, yeah, I want to beat Mike Tyson's record and become the youngest heavy. Well, yeah, we can all say these things. However, when it comes down to it, build him. Don't rush him. And if any of you are like me, that have gone back and looked at the history, there was a very old interview back in the 80s with Mike Tyson's promotional team and what they'd do, how they'd matchmake him. He was fighting to build his record. Some people say pad it, but to build his record for his first, 15, 16 fights. They'd probably put him in with previous sparring partners. So there was that element to it. Fighters that would potentially look good, but were nowhere near as good as in the skill base. So they knew that if they might put up a fight, but he was always going to knock them out. And that's how they build fighters. It just seems like this, look, correct me if I'm wrong. Everything's on TV, everything's social media. You can't even breathe without somebody putting an update on the internet of what you're doing. And because we've got such an insight into the sport, a personal insight, we're almost like sat in the living room of the fighters. We demand so much. Grow the fight. Let the fighter build. Let him have the learning fights. Build him up on an incremental basis. Stop rushing him. You don't need to rush him. But that's my opinion. Look, his promoters, his team, they're going to do what they want with him. But sometimes when you rush fighters and you put them in too soon, guess what? The fans, oh yeah, I knew you weren't nothing anyway. He was a hype job. Yeah, but and no, just build him slowly. But look, not everyone's going to agree with me, because at the end of the day, I'm just someone sitting on the internet talking about boxing. But I don't believe in rushing fighters. Look, if you're an Olympian, or if you're a heavyweight, you're a previous Olympian, or you've got lots of amateur pedigree and you're 30 and above, yeah, you might need to step up with your career, because at the end of the day, you ain't getting any younger. Maximum, you're gonna have 10 years left in the sport. You'll fight till you 40 maximum. Yeah, 40 for a heavyweight is really old. Not everyone's George Foreman. With those guys, yes, I'd say you might need to put your foot on the gas, but they've got all of this experience that they've had as amateurs. So yeah, I'd say step them up, see where they are. But with babies that's like young, like 25 and under, don't rush them. Look what happened to Daniel Dubois when he was potentially rushed early. And then he's been on the rebuild, and don't get me wrong, he's improved. Shout out to Don Charles, his trainer, that's done absolute magic with him. Shout out to him. 100% credit I will give to Don Charles. Just don't rush them. It's like meeting someone, and then within 3 weeks, you're deciding that's the love of your life and you're going to get married. Sometimes it might work out and that's lovely. But sometimes it won't. Stop rushing. That's a bit of a lecture, isn't it? It's a mom in me. But yeah, just yeah. Sometimes Raw is good. October keeps on setting us up and then disciplines us for being inappropriate. Yes, I will say that. I am a bit of a stirrer when it comes to stuff like that. But I grew up in the 80s watching Carry On and Benny Hill shows. So my sense of humor is what it is. It's a sense of humor. Try not to get offended because you're only going to be hurting yourself because I actually don't care. Lipinets has lost his punch resistance over the years and significantly slower. Not surprisingly, as he's had over 300, look at this, 300 amateur kickboxing bouts, Rem. I didn't even know that. What the hell? What kind of random I don't even know where's that come from? It was either boxing or the jailhouse rock for Elvis. He's done well to lighten up the mood a bit. Yeah, bless him. He's kept us entertained, hasn't he? Armpits. My God. Armpits is what? What? Please tell me that's an accident. Armpits is washed. That's why they picked him. I'm taking Christopher. I'm taking you mean Lipinets. Armpits. Whoa. You know what? Whatever. Jamie Takivi is a scruffy fighter and he just kept on playing dirty. James Edwards, good evening to you. He should have, what do you say? Jamie Takivi should have got no, I take it he should have got no belt and he's a dirty fighter. I know you love what you do, Red, but I can say I hope you go mainstream and get a career in the sport with someone like Scott. They don't want me, Bon Scott. They don't want me. I've seen buildings move quicker than. Oh dear God! Armpits and that STD, Christopher. You're gonna have to sit in the naughty corner. You are. You're making me put this rubbish up on my bloody thing. Frank wants his fighters to win. This is from Stuart. Eddie wants them to in fan fights, and Shalom just hopes his fighters. Are you trying to get me banned? There is some truth in what you said. There is some truth. Wigan Joker channel live stream. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Is that an insult? I don't know. But good evening. We don't mind insults. Wigan Joker. Oh, are you being racist? He's not. I know what he's just called me now. Beamy boy. If you say anything else, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout because we can have a laugh and a joke. But if you're saying what I think you're saying, go and wash your mouth out, young man. Beamy boy. Is that because you like boys? Anyway, you must not watch KG's football channel talk about toxic fans. Yeah, all right, fair enough. But they'll still support the team, though, Star Fox. That's the thing. They might be toxic, but they'll still stay and support the teams. It's like you're shouting and fighting with your brothers and sisters, but you still love them at the end of the day. Oh my lord, you lot have all jumped in it. Oh my, James, what is it? James is on one this evening. I think that's a bit harsh, James. Right, here we go. Are you like a Webster like fan? TKV saying this is from James. He's a dirty fighter. Just kept on leaning on Webster. I don't know how Ben Shalom made that title fight. Now TKV is a champion. They've got to stop rushing him. They've got to stop rushing. They don't need to rush him. Star Fox. Liam Roscoe, what is it with fighters trained by Shane avoiding fights? Oh, I was about to say CBS is, but okay, the upper tier one. But I think they were honest with that. With that, they said, "Now we're not going to fight him. We're going to try and go for another option." Dubois, Ferreira, Adam, yeah, Azim and Smith. Maybe it's strategy for them, Liam. I don't know. Stuart saying, "Oh, Sean Porter's there. That's nice." That would have been a good conversation for me to have. I thought I seen him with Conor Ben recently. Itwama has Itwama is 2 fights off a world title. Soon as belts are split, he'll be fighting for one, and then he'll beat them all. He's brilliant. Confidence then. I agree. Moses needs to be handled properly, and I think he's in the right place with the Warrens. Yeah, I do definitely agree. You think AJ was rushed? Interesting. So Liam is saying they should never have put Azim in a European title fight if they weren't willing to defend it. He was rushed. I think he was rushed, and I think they've learned from that, though. To be fair. Hey guys. Hey Jonathan. Yeah, come on. Oh yeah, all of that. That's definitely yeah. The good old days. Dad's army. Yeah, I'm old. Oh my lord, they're all jumping on it now. Ah dear. Yeah, you got the same sense of humor. I can see it. Team Knight Rider. Yeah, come on. Oh, here we go. What's Base said? TKV isn't a champion. It was an IBO international belt that's lower than Southern Area in rankings. There you go. You heard from Mr. Base himself, and he knows about belts. Did you notice when you mentioned champion, I kind of didn't say anything because I'm like, don't really know about that. So, how did Connor get big money fight with Eubank Jr.? Legacy, surnames, it works. Sometimes it's just the way it goes. Minder, yeah, he's like that as well. Minder. So Boxing King is saying, I suspect that Adam Azim may have a soft chin. Interesting. Christopher's saying, Minder with Dennis Warburton. Not the young fellow, can't Arthur Daly. Yeah, Arthur Daly. Now, because when I was young, done for, it was VHS on the top. What are them things called? They're top loaders. The video things. Yep, I'm coming out. I think that's what Beanie Boy wants to do, doesn't he? He wants to come out on my channel. Don't you, Beanie Boy? I love the 80s too. Late 70s, early 80s. You know what I liked about that era, the 80s, and I've tried to get some of the clothes, the fashion, is like the bomber jackets that the girls used to wear, and just kind of like the flared trousers. And I like the fashion. If you look at, say, for example, one of the good films is Halloween. I like the fashion in that with the flicked up hair and stuff like that. Anyway, we've got to go back to boxing because now we've drifted off. But yes, I was born in 1977, so I'm extremely old. But we're here. We're at the headline with Lipinets, and he's fighting Adam Azim. Let's see. Go. Oh, he hasn't even walked out yet. Let's have a look. I'll go back to the chat. Minder was good. Only Fools and Horses, Steptoe and Son. I love Carry. I still watch Carry On now. Carry On Doctors, Carry On Camping, because it was just very humorous, and things were you were allowed to be funny. You expect Azim to get it done midway. Interesting. Oh yeah, Miami Vice. You know, I like the way they're dressed in that. Super cool. Was that 80s or early 90s? Sorry, Stuart. I'm not really that much bothered about Rocky. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. Kakachi dropped the IBF. Didn't want Nunes. I think Eddie said that from early. So apparently, yes, it is Kakachi versus Wood. Sugar Nunes. I remember that. I think Eddie said that was going to happen anyway. But whatever. Down to him with his strategy. Oh my gosh. You remember taking the naughty magazines and flocking them at school? They used to come with VHS. Flipping heck, I bet that was fun. Rocky 3 all day long, and that comes from Chris. Beta males. There's a lot. You know what? I know I come across as quite forthright, but I'm not. I'm really lovely, really. I promise. But I do find that I get it. I'm in a male environment. Boxing is a male sport. I understand that. And that's why when you guys are here and we can talk about boxing, I do take that as it's respect to me because I understand that I'm a female in a male dominated sport. So I absolutely do respect that. But I understand there will be some men, and I had it from when I started. People have said to me, "Oh, she's too ghetto." They haven't used the N word, but they've done what, Mr. Beanie Boy did, that has to call himself a boy because he's clearly not a man. They do things like that. So I understand that. And it's cool because at the end of the day, if everyone's nice to you all the time, you're not going to grow. A lot of people grow through adversity, and it's good to have that because they will check you to, like, say, calm your ego down. Do you know what I mean? Remember, there's people out there that will still try and, pull you down. So I get it. Female, male dominated sport. It is what it is. But we've been building now for nearly 4 years, guys. We're up to 8.8K subscribers. I'm still trying to get up to the 10K. I'd be happy with that because that's an achievement in itself because I started this channel off, so did a lot of people, and not a lot of them are still here, and I kept going. So credit to myself for the hard work, keeping at it, not relying on stardom, millions of views to make myself feel better because it doesn't work like that. It's about quality and good conversation. And I will die on the hill with that. And that's all I want to do. And we can have fun in the meantime doing that with these lives and exchanging our thoughts. I'm just for shell suits. Yeah, I love the shell suits. Oh, it's because I drink from Lake Minnetonka, the special juice. Curtain hair, yeah. All the curly perms. Floppy disks, yeah. Remember them as well. Carry On Screaming. Flipping it. You're gonna make me go and watch some of these on YouTube later. Um, yeah, true. He's been out for a bit. He has been out for a bit. I think he's a free agent as well, isn't he? Grange Hill. Flipping hell, I remember that. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Ghostbusters. That's my favorite film of all time. I said if I get to 50, I'm gonna have a Ghostbusters 1 themed birthday party. And if I do something big, you're all invited, but you've got to come as a character. Sorry, you've got to attend. Watch my language. You've got to attend as a character out of Ghostbusters 1, whatever it is. And I'm going to dress up as Gozer, the girl that backflips down the stairs. Are you a god? That'll be my outfit. We're almost there, guys. I had a flat top at 8 years old. My mum nearly killed my dad. I love the flat tops. I like the Bobby Brown one as well. I like that Bobby Brown slanted cut. Let's have a look. Right, the guys are touching gloves. We're going to jump back in that. I'll jump back in the chat in a minute. It is the headline. We're up to 300 and odd of you. I hope you're doing the good stuff. I hope you're doing the like button, the subscribe, the share. This is streaming across YouTube, Twitter, now known as X, and Instagram. You know what it is. If you are on Instagram and you're chatting in there, I can't see it anyway. So you're probably better off watching it on YouTube or X. So Lipinets goes straight into the center of the ring. We've got Azim there moving from both left to right, flicking out that jab. But one of the things that he does when he does flick out the jab, and I've noticed this before, he flails the backhand. If somebody's quick, they can get in there and whip a body shot and catch him on the ribs neatly. I'd like to see him when he does throw out that jab to just keep that tucked. Doesn't need to flail it out so much. There's gaps there that fighters can manipulate if they're quick enough to get inside. Right, here we go. Lipinets moving from side to side as Azim is throwing out that jab, looking to, obviously, to the head, to the body, trying to keep busy. Nice lead hook there, but Lipinets managed to slip under it. Uh, Azim slight on the feet, where Lipinets is slightly more heavier on his. But he has got the center of the ring, and Azim is on the back foot. Not a problem as he lands a stiff jab to the belly there of Lipinets. Lipinets throwing out his own feints, potentially looking at the timing. Chin nice and tucked from Lipinets there. You see that experience. That chin is tucked. The high guard is there as he, walks forward, throwing out the jab to Adam Azim, who, like I said, is on the back foot, jabbing off the back foot, throwing the 1-2, finishing the combination with the hook, just landing on the gloves of Lipinets there as he pours out, taps out that jab, potentially getting Lipinets to open up his guard so he can probably land the shots better rather than trying to punch through the guard. Lipinets throws a jab back to Azim. Lipinets still maintaining that center control of the ring there as Azim circles around on the back foot to the left. Throwing out a nice jab there, landing on the nose of Lipinets as Lipinets comes forward and tries to land his own shots. Lead left hook there from Lipinets. Adam Azim now is there trying to walk into the center of the ring. Lipinets not allowing it. He's still at the back. Still at the back. Still on the back foot. 1, 2, 3. Nice combination there from Azim. Backhand thrown out. Lipinets trying to throw out his own jab. More of a stiff jab, sticking jab, where Azim's is like speed, pop, 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 where Lipinets is looking to stick it on him. Excuse me. Need to wet the palate again in a bit. But we've got 24 seconds left of round number 1 of 12. I'm definitely going to have to wet the back of my throat. Excuse the pun. Right, there's 10 seconds have just gone as Azim leans there and throws in that body shot to Lipinets. Try to get Lipinets into a clinch there as he maintains the center of the ring, a respective touch gloves as both guys walk back to the ring. I ain't touching no one's gloves until the end of that fight. Oh, MC Tasty, respect to you, man. No, he disappeared. No, I'm talking about Rocky now. Yeah, that's a long break for Lee. Legal Eagles, good evening. We love you too. Works both ways. Appreciate your comments as well. Azim looks well hydrated here. Huge. Yeah, bloody hell. He came in overweight last time, didn't he? No, it's the truth though, isn't it, Star Fox? The Goonies. Oh yeah, I love that film as well. Nah, it's got to be Ghostbusters. I've got to keep it strict. I could do it as a whole 80s night, to be fair. But nah, Ghostbusters is my film. And if I get to 50, that's important, isn't it? The 90s was better for music than that. Nah, you know what? We'll get back to that. We're going into round number 2. If you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Red. Yes, we are watching boxing, but we got carried away. We're talking about nostalgia here because I'm an older lady and I love the 80s. And we were talking about that. But we are here for the Azim versus Lipinets. There's no footage here. It's just me rambling on and doing a bit of commentary. So we're going into round number 2 of 12. Azim started off sharp. Lipinets not doing a bad job himself either. Comfortable, competent. You can see his experience in the ring. There's no issues there with his style. Adam is just quicker, the younger, the fresher fighter. But let's see how this pans out. 1, 2, 3, a combination coming in for Azim. And it looks like now he's trying to fight for the center of the ring. Doesn't want to be on the back foot. Maybe that's advice that he got from Shane when he went back into the corner. Try and maintain your stance in the center of the ring instead of being on the back foot. Once again, he whips that body shot under the elbow of Lipinets. Under the left elbow of Lipinets. Sorry, the right elbow. I always get my right and my left mixed up when I'm watching boxing, you know. Nice jab coming in there from Lipinets as he pushes Azim backwards once again. It's like Azim can't maintain that control of the ring. But one thing I will say about him is he uses the ring quite well. He's not just moving to the right. He'll move to the left as well. There's no straight lines with Azim, which often with fighters, we do see that. Use it. It's a massive space. You haven't got to use straight lines in there. Beautiful body shot there. A jab. That was a jab and sort of like a screw shot to the body of Lipinets. I think that might have. Don't think he liked that then because it looked like it stopped him in his tracks a bit. He still walks forward with a jab, but sometimes when you see the fighters tap themselves, like to say, "Come on," it means they're uncomfortable. It's almost like they're psyching themselves up to say, "No, I'm not hurt." Don't turn your back, Lipinets. Yeah, Azim is very sick, quite very slick. He's got those fleet feet. He doesn't sit for too long, but he's still able to get his shots off. Under the tutorship of Shane McGuigan at the McGuigan's gym, that they also have Caroline Dubois, Chris Billum Smith. I believe that they've got Carol Atuma, the light heavyweight brother of Moses Atuama, Ellie Scottney that recently fought as well. So they've got a few fighters in there. Good gym, good fighters. Lipinets once again is still remains controlled in the center of the ring, but good boxing effort. But I'd say the output is definitely more obvious from Adam Azim. Goonies, the 90s were better than 90s R&B was better than 80s, but 80s electronic synthesizer, electro music, that electro breakdance music, all of that, solid. The electric generation in the 80s, chef's kiss, and I still play all of that now. Is ectoplasm a character? Whose mouth are you going to be coming out of then, Star Fox? Right, Liam's saying that Lara's fighting back in Mexico. Okay. Albert, okay, Gassiev is the future of the 130 division. Give me Sugar Nunes versus Gassiev. I ain't going to do the first bit of his name. Is that Drake in Lipinets? What the hell is wrong with you lot? Right, here we go. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen, if you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, and this is a watch along, no footage, just commentary from ourselves and a very entertaining chat for the Sky Sports Boxer Show, and it's the headline now, Azim versus Lipinets. We've been going for nearly 3 hours, so not too bad. We are streaming across YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Please feel free to join in the chat. And it looks like Lipinets is trying to put some pressure on Azim at the moment, but those fast feet of Azim is able to keep him out of any potential trouble because he's not able to land anything substantial because Azim is just continuously moving. So the shots are just not going to have that much of a impact. As he looks at the ref, I think he's stated that Lipinets potentially low blowed him. 1, 2, 3, 4. The jabs coming in from Azim. Very competent boxer. Uppercut as he lands off the combination, which forces Lipinets to take a step back. He comes forward. Tries to throw a lead hook. And this is Lipinets trying to throw a lead hook on Azim, but failed. Azim throwing the jab, feinting to the middle of the body, throwing to the lower part of the body, keeping that guard high. Nice lead hook there going in. 1, 2, 3 combination. And you can see here Lipinets trying to pin down Azim, but Azim is able to throw the shots and move off. Find those, not find the angles with the shots, but literally use the ring to his benefit. Not staying still. Continuously making Lipinets having to reset and change direction. And he gets a knockdown. We are 53 seconds left in round number 3 of 12. And he knocks down Lipinets. I wonder if Azim's going to go in for the kill now. Hold on a minute. So we've got the lead left hook coming in. The hook going over the overhand right going. He's going to go again. The overhand right's doing it. I think he's going to go in. The hook to the... yeah, he's going to go in. Hook to the body. The thing is, he's still varying his shots. He knows that he caught him on the head, but Azim is still varying the shots. Fair enough, that was the 1-2 to the head, but he was still throwing shots to the body, not rushing his work, mindful that maybe he wants to get some rounds in. We've got 10 seconds left. Lipinets will have time to recover. Adam Azim not going in for the kill. Saying that there was two big hooks there. Good work. Yeah, good work. Got the knockdown. Yes, this is the main event. Yeah, Lara, nuts. Oh my god, I've just seen my friend pop up in the chat. Azim goes wide on his jab, doesn't he? Definitely leaves himself open, as you were saying. Never noticed it before. Yeah. But the thing is, what the bonus is for that, Stuart, because he moves so quickly, it's hard to land on him and for the shots to actually stick. He's a moving target. But yeah, that's the only thing I like to see him just not flail out all the time. Because somebody with good timing just slip under that whack straight into those ribs. Mr. A.P., where have you been? Happy New Year, happy Christmas. Good to see you. Glad you're back. Hope you're okay. Good to see you. Let's have a look. This fight should have been on before. Notice how quiet the crowd's gone. Probably because of Callum Simpson's fans have bloody left. Callum brought a lot of people down from Barnsley. Right, we are. It's 12 round super lightweight fight with Adam Azim and Lipinets. Good fight so far. Adam Azim has managed to knock down Lipinets in the last round with about a minute to go. Didn't rush his work and still continued to outbox him for the remainder of the round. Lipinets is, one of these come forward. Yeah, that was a bit low, wasn't it? Yeah, it was low. That was on his hip. But I don't think it was intentional. Just asking if he's all right to carry on. Lipinets now, not looking desperate, but potentially trying to put his foot on the gas. Look at that. Do you see when Lipinets comes forward and Azim just steps right out the way, which forces Lipinets to have to turn and constantly reset? By the time he gets there, Azim is ready to throw off his next set of combinations. Do you understand that he's not look, he's doing it again. So he's forcing Lipinets to continuously turn and face different parts of the ring, not allowing him to reset or potentially getting off his own shots, hence him looking a little bit wild. Really good ring generalship. I hear people say it all the time, but this is really good ring generalship from Adam Azim. Nice to watch. Really nice to watch. And Shane's had him from a baby, as in obviously trained him, not baby, because Tunde was with him initially, but as a professional, he's been with Shane McGuigan. So lovely, tidy, compact work. So Lipinets now a little bit more rugged, a little bit more loose, not looking as compact as he did before, walking forward, literally just trying to throw the shots. There we go. I've tried to throw it overhand right. Azim was managed to. Was that low? He's giving some time out. It's a bit of a low blow. Let me jump in the chat while he has a bit of a rest. I don't know. He dropped him there, didn't he? Yeah, low blows. AP. Oh. Shane is a decent trainer, but Barry Roberts will great teeth. Don't watch him. Funny. And Conquest, good evening to you. Alexander Wilson. If you look back at the 90s R&B songs, many of those songs were the number one songs in the world. SWV, Weak was number 2 in the world. Yeah. And the thing is as well, with a lot of those samples, the fight's gone back on. A lot of the samples, and we're looking at the 90s R&B stroke hip hop because they started to mix the both of them. They're samples anyway from 1970s tunes. I mean, you even look at the fantastic samples that Timbaland did for his songs, like Weird and Wonderful Music, where he's able to slow down, change the tempo and mix it up. And obviously he had Missy Elliott, the later Leah, Genuine. Phenomenal work from him. Obviously, I think he learned from Devontae Swing out of Jodeci. Like I said, we could get into all the music stuff because I've got I've got millions of CDs, and a lot of it is 90s R&B. Excuse me. Beauty. I don't know where that one's come from. Depeche Mode, yeah, yep. Echo and the Bunnymen. Kate Bush, one of my favourites. I like Kate Bush. Yeah, it was a knockdown. Told you his resistance had gone. Yeah, you did mention it. Oh, Martin, no. Can we just give everyone their proper name? Oh my God. I don't have favoritism towards the promoters. Like I said, I get on with all of them, and I'm honest about how I've been treated by all of them. They've all got their bonuses, but I respect them because they're doing what I can't do. So I have to be in awe in the work that they do. They're businessmen at the end of the day, and they're successful businessmen. So you have to give them their homage, Bav. You got to give them their credit, whether you like them or not or whatever. They're doing a job and they're putting on fights. Whether we complain about the fights that are being put on or not, they're doing a good job. And now with the Saudi investment, with the money that's being injected into the sport, go and have a look at February the 22nd. You know, um, we're being spoiled at the moment with boxing, and that's why sometimes when you have the UK shows and it's not like the phenomenal cards that we're getting with Riyadh season, it feels a little bit anticlimatical. But we've got to let these guys push through. They're going through like an apprenticeship themselves on the UK shows. I can't even say small shows because they're not. Um, and boxing's boxing. I'll watch boxing anyway, so I don't have favoritism. I stopped doing that a long time ago. Like I said, after my heart got broken, no more favoritism for me. Right, a bit of a shoulder movement, barging in back there. Lipinets looking like he's trying to go for gold, taking the center of the ring. We are in round number 5 of 12. Like I said, there was a knockdown, I believe. I think it was in round 3 with a minute left to go in the round. Sweet uppercut landed by Adam Azim on the chin of Lipinets as he throws back a 1-2. Sweet uppercut that was. You could see the power in it as well. When you get hit by a shot and you have to think about it. Just a little split second. But that split second, should he allow him to think about it, or should he go in and follow up with even more shots? Not tire yourself out, but always finish off the uppercut with the hook. Predictable? Maybe. But if the uppercut doesn't drop him, the hook might, because it could still be stunned from the uppercut. So use the combinations. Azim's got the speed to do that. He can do that because he's very fast. Bit of skanky leg there from Lipinets. Oh, he's complaining about another low blow again. If he gets one more of these, he's getting a point taken off him. I don't know. Right, if Azim can hold a shot, then I'll be a believer. But I've got a feeling he's hiding a bit of a glass chin. Somebody else said that earlier, AP. It wasn't you, it was somebody else. No, Rizwan, I shall do what I like. Thank you very much. If you don't like, I must say, if I don't stay on the boxing and I drift off, it's just what I do. Marmite, love it, hate it. Go and watch the boxing and just watch it somewhere else. Saz. But thank you for your comment. Right, Lipinets is still in the center of the ring, still trying to get the shots off as the round finishes. But Azim finishes strong with the combination. Yeah, you're gonna have to get used to me because we do mix it up. Rizwan, welcome to you. But one of the biggest things that I like is I engage with the chat. I do that a lot. So it will be sometimes a little bit haphazard. So if you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, I am doing commentary on the Azim Lipinets fight. There is no footage. But if you have just joined us, I will intermingle with the chat. I will go back to the boxing. I do try and catch up with the chat in the break like I'm doing now. And sometimes when maybe there's not that much going on in the fight, I'll slip back into the chat. I am Marmite. Some of you will love what I do. Some of you will hate it. Some of you won't really care. But like I say, the internet door is wide open. So you can come and go as you please. But if you're still here, I'm happy. Right, here we go. Excuse me. I think we're in round number 6. Once again, it looks like Azim now is like I said, fighting for that. Not necessarily on the back foot as much as he was in the first couple of rounds. Definitely got that confidence there as Lipinets lands what I think is a first jab on Azim. Lipinets is tucking up, walking forward. Beautiful uppercut. Do you see that there? He's landed that uppercut again. Finish it with the hook because he's stunning him every time he's getting it. Just whip, whip. The hook might be what sends him down. So I'd like to see him finish off that combination. As he pushes out the jab hand, lead hook, and that is coming in from Azim to the head of Lipinets. That's got a high guard, keeping that guard up, protecting himself at all time. Uppercut, you see what I mean? Look at that. The uppercut is really working. He's landing this. Azim is landing this uppercut at will. Finish it with the hook. Throws a lead hook. Throws a lead hook, keeps the jab hand out stiff as Lipinets tries to walk forward. Body shot going in from Azim to Lipinet. Body shots coming in to Azim from Lipinets as Azim throws off the just finish it off with the hook. He's throwing that uppercut at will. It's landing. It's beautiful. Finish it off. If he lands a sweet one, just whack. But he throws a lead hook. But the pressure, Lipinets is still coming forward. But like I said, it's not a shutout. But Azim is definitely the better boxer. A nice, lovely lead hook and an uppercut with the left hand from Azim. Once again, the lead hook. Like I said, he keeps that circular movements. Nice hook landed again, which wobbled the feet of Lipinets. We've got a minute left of round number 6 of 12. Azim quite comfortable on the inside, not really bothered about what's coming back to him. I know a couple of people have said, let's see what his chin's like, but Azim's comfortable to go in on the inside. He's been on the inside, very close on the inside, but he's landing shots at will on Lipinets. Beautiful shots behind the guard, giving you that ringing sensation in your ears. Flipping heck. It's going to be an uncomfortable morning for Lipinets tomorrow. Backhand there landed from Azim on the head of Lipinets as he comes forward and jumps in quite explosive shots, but not really getting them off as he should do as he throws in his own 1-2 to Adam Azim. Let's have a look. Sorry for swearing, by the way, but when you're winning every round, none used to be so. Yeah. We love Kate Bush. Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on my thoughts on Aaliyah passing away. God rest her soul. Belle Biv DeVoe, yep. Poison. Devontae Swinger, the group of singers. Come on, Mr. AP knows it. Producers, etc., including Timbaland and Missy Elliott, called The Basement. Brilliant stuff. This is why I've missed you, AP, because I didn't know you knew that. Because not many people know that. You're a veteran. Every time I'm on a live, I expect to see you here. Oh, Francesco, thank you very much for that. I enjoyed it, actually. It was quite funny. He went off on one, and I just ran with it. Because who knew that Shalom was Irish and half Irish and half Jewish? Who knew? So yeah, that was interesting. I didn't know he was Irish, and he grew up with his mom. Interesting, really interesting conversation. But we are going into round number 7 of 12. I don't want to upset Rizwan because we're not talking about boxing. We're talking about ethnicity, music. But let's get back to boxing. I'll give him that one for this one because this is quite an intriguing fight. Good work from Adam Azim. Good boxing skill. We like it. But you know what, guys? What I will ask, from his performance today, yeah, we've done 7 rounds now with a veteran, with somebody that's clearly tough, clearly durable, is willing to fight back. I want to know in the comments, should Adam Azim fight Dalton Smith? I get it, he can fight anyone else. Who wins? If Adam Azim goes in against Dalton Smith after a full camp, both of the guys full camp, who wins? Having recently looked at both styles of fighting, Dalton Smith last week, Adam Azim now. Talk to me, guys. What are you thinking? Right, once again, like I said, Adam Azim comfortable to go in on the inside. So he's basically saying, what Lipinets throws at him, he's not really bothered about it. He can stand in there and trade because Lipinets, he's throwing some short hooks. They are landing on the chin of Azim, but it's not really phasing him. He's tucking up and still fighting on the inside and fighting quite comfortably. Body shots going in from both guys. A little bit of a trade here where the refs jumped in to separate the two. Some blood coming from the nose of Lipinets, I believe. And now he's saying he's got another low blow. I didn't see that, but now he's crawling across the floor, everybody. His nose is frigged. I think he's popped his nose. Yeah, you can see the blood. Yeah, Azim's whacked him, got him on the inside, popped his nose, and then low blow. You know what? I haven't got balls, obviously, so I don't know what it's like to be hit there. If you want to explain what it's like to be hitting the balls in the comments, please do. Right, we've got a lot of blood running from the nose, obviously. We've got a minute left now in round number 7 of 12. Azim literally tucking up on the inside. Lipinets throwing in his own uppercuts. Azim is literally picking him to pieces, throwing the hooks, the uppercuts. Some of them landing, some of them going on the gloves. Body shots, uppercuts. Lipinets answering with his own hooks. Azim slipping some of this work coming in from Lipinets. Both of the heads tucked in together as they both do inside fighting. You can see Azim's trying to position the shoulder so he can really pull off a nice sweet uppercut. He's just done that by leaning back, landed another one once again. 1, 2, 3. Some good shots coming in from Azim. Good boxing. You've got Lipinets coming in and landing his own as well on the inside. 1, 2 coming back from Azim. 1, 2, 3. The combination ending on a body shot, the uppercut, the hook. Some good work. Good work. But there's a trade-off. But Lipinets' face is getting peppered and his nose is bleeding. Linda Lissardi, yeah, I remember her. Look, it happens. It happens. We don't mind. But look, if you haven't been, imagine it's down as a watch along. Listen, I've got to be fair. It's down as a watch along. You've never been here before. Then you come in and it's like they're talking about like music from the 80s. You're going to think, what the bloody hell is this? So I get it. And that's why every now and again, I explain what I'm doing. I explain that I engage with the chat. Because if you're new here, I guess it's going to look a bit random. But those of you that know me know I don't do normal. I don't do stiff. I don't do stiff. I don't do boring. We have to be able to mix things up. We've got to be able to have a laugh. What do you want me to do? Yes. And I'm going to be stiff and sit here for 3 hours and just talk like this. And no, it's not going to work because I'm not like that. So you get a bit of personality. And like I said, you can like it or you don't like it. I don't really care because the ones that do stay, the ones that don't go. Anyway, back to boxing. We are in round number 8 of Azim Lipinets. And if you've just joined us, it's the headline of our first watch along of 2025. The nose of Lipinets is bust anyway. He's been down. There have been a few low blows. Azim has kept the later half of this fight to mainly inside working. Not much work done at range. But because he's gone on the inside, he's dominated. Oh, now he's had a low blow. Azim's just had a low blow. The later part of the fight, it has been a lot of inside work, a lot of trading on the inside, no range work that we saw at the beginning. Azim comfortable to go on the inside, can clearly take his shots. And as you can see, if you are watching this on a separate screen, Lipinets is taking, his face is taking a good beating from Azim, who's got straight back into the fight after a few seconds break for the low blow. And I'm going to get to the comments when you can tell me what it feels like to get punched there, because obviously I wouldn't know. I'm not saying getting punched in lady parts is going to be pleasant either, but whatever. Right, here we go. Lipinets overloading there, throwing it overhand right. Azim managing to slip the shot. Like I said, using that shoulder to try and open up for that uppercut. As you know, Lipinets has got that high guard. Overhand right once again. The blood covering the white gloves of Lipinets. His own blood, by the way, as he's clearly been wiping his nose. I mean, here we go. But on shaky legs now, Azim looks like he's breaking him down quite nicely. Both men in the clinch, but I think I just think Lipinets, I think his eyes, his face is swollen. He's taken a good beating. I don't know how much longer his team are going to leave him in here, because his face is what I'd call, that's a beautiful shot. Finish with the hook. This is what I'm saying. He's throwing that uppercut, finish with the hook. He's literally rooting him continuously with the uppercut. Finish with the hook. But he throws the right, he throws the right hook. Yeah, he's on his last legs. I think the towel might come in. I think he's finished here. Go on, just finish him off. We've got 19 seconds left of round number 8. Lipinets trying to show that he can stay in there, showing his heart. He's trading. He's throwing back his own shots. He's going to live to fight another round. He's flipping lucky. That bell go early? That bell go early? The clock disappeared. I'm sure I saw 19 seconds. Anyway. If I remember correctly, Adam got told off for too many low blows in his EBU title fight. Was that the one in Wolverhampton? I can't remember. It seems to be accidental. Yeah, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. Skyliner said, I think your chemistry works best with Eddie Hearn, and it also goes well with Frank Warren. It's like niece and uncle. Yeah, thank you. I do like speaking to both of them. I think Eddie and I are similar ages. He's a bit younger than me. Sorry, Eddie, I'm not trying to call you an old fogey like me. But with Frank, like I said, he's an elder, and I respect him. He's been in the industry for 47 years. Yeah, so you have to show your respect to those that have been there and had sustainability. Yeah, massive respect. But thank you for that, Skyliner. Whoa, beautiful uppercut. He's just literally rooting him with that uppercut now. He's going to finish him off. I get it. The counter came back in from Lipinets, but you can't just throw the single shot. That's an evil shot. It's beautiful from him. Both of the guys on the inside, Lipinets throwing body shot. His face is absolutely splattered. Seriously, I think his corner needs to take him out. Yeah, that's a good stoppage. It was too much. His corner was going to let him get smoked in there. Fair stoppage. And congratulations to Adam Azim. Congratulations. Really good fight. Really good performance. Congrats to him. Samantha Fox. Is she? Cindy Lauper's still going at it. True colours. I love that video. More pro supplements. Good evening. Yeah, we're up to about 473. That's what I can see, but I think that's a collective across everywhere. 475 numbers are going up. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. If you've just joined us, we're coming to the end of the night because the headline's finished. You've had that stoppage. Adam Azim absolutely peppered his opponent's face to pieces, and quite rightly so. The ref looked and said, no more. You can't take all of this now. Hugs from the family of Adam Azim and Ben Shalom before they pull them into the center of the ring to give the official result. Amir Khan as well, paying his respects to Adam. That's nice to see. Oh, yeah, Toya Wilcox. Flipping heck. Right, so you're saying Dalton by late stoppage. Okay. Yeah, it is. I love Rizwan. Yeah, it's a Brom accent, yeah. Thank you very much. Many people hate it, but I'm trying to get the people used to it because you only hate things that you don't really know about, but yeah, it's Brummy. Right, 2 points. What he actually is doing, disgusting, and obviously you're talking about the low blows, ain't they? The man dishing out the low blows may eventually get a point taken off him, but the man receiving the low blows is definitely getting the fight and resistance taken from them. Stanford Hill. I love Devontae's swing, but the best music was the Dungeon Family with Outkast, Trans DF Express. I think when they're on the train, I do like that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember the Dungeon Family. Yeah, CeeLo and Sleepy Brown. Sleepy Brown. Sleepy Brown reminds me of Malik King Scott. Yeah, he does. Right, being hit in the balls is like not being able to breathe. Bloody hell! While being pissed out your head and being hit in the oh my god, that's vile. Sorry, I didn't realise. James is saying on Talksport Boxing, he's been told off for another blow, or he'll be disqualified. Fair enough. Dalton, he's a bit flaky, you reckon? Hmm. Yep, I'm an OG when it comes to music, and I will come back on the lives when I can, if only for the crack, as I'm pretty much done with boxing. Oh, well, we want you here anyway, and you are missed. Remember that whole Timberland Devontae swing with the Neptunes got their start because Teddy Riley moved down to Virginia. How about Teddy Riley and oh, what was his name? Guy, the one out of Guy, and the fell out. Oh, I can't remember. And then if you think about it, R. Kelly, I'm going really deep now, but R. Kelly was similar to the Aaron Hall. R. Kelly was very similar to him because you remember when R. Kelly came out, he was in a group, can't remember the name. It'll come back to me. Public announcement or something. R. Kelly in a public announcement. And then he sort of like adopted this style, which was like Guy. Francesco Azim by points. I reckon Smith will try and get the KO and get caught with Azim's jab. Fair, fair. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Okay. We know it hurts. Yep. I'd say that. Yep. I agree. Electrocuted. That's vile. I don't know. He definitely does. Yeah. See, you guys were saying the exact same thing. Yeah. Azim is a spiteful puncher. Great work. Good evening to you, Marky. Ain't seen you for a minute. See, that's what I mean. Hold on. Well done. And the new IBO super lightweight champion. Congratulations. That was a good performance. Uh, nice win. Speed and variation. Yeah, his ring generalship's lovely. Bon Scott Frank has been doing the small hall fights and bare knuckle scene with his cousin Lenny McLean. He has been around and will be around for many years to come. Yeah, I'll be glad to see that as well. I am. My ring walk song would be Interrupters. Oh, Scar. Okay, now we're going back. Yep, Punk and Pop not dead. I should have guessed it. I enjoyed the fight. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. But if I am, well, you'll get notified if you've got the notifications on. I'll be back. Let me just go through this chat before we say our final goodbyes. The Whispers. Okay. Give me a song from the Whispers. I can't remember. Bon Scott, love your accent, Red, but it's not a thick accent as Barry from I'll Be the Same Pet. You know what it is? Because we've got Birmingham, so mine's a Brummy accent, and then you've got the Black Country. So, like, say for example, Tyler Denny, Connor Walker, Ben Whitaker, theirs is stronger because they're like on the outskirts, like Wolverhampton, Dudley, over that way. So it's slightly stronger. No, it's Amazon Prime, Stuart, for that one. It's they do the PBC shows. Azim Masterclass, the low blows, Lipinets made a lot out of them. Good fight though. I'm gonna try and stay up for it, but I don't know. And this is it. This is where it really starts, isn't it? When he defends his belt. Oh, Ghost Town. I used to like that song. Bon, so am I. But yeah, like I said, I remember most of the subscribers because like I read the comments and I try and reply to all of them. I try and reply to all of them so the names will stick out. So that's one thing with me. I'll like remember certain subscribers, and like I said, the most of the ones in here, you've been around from like more or less the beginning. And when we started doing the lives, obviously I got more. But listen, I'm gonna say adios. It's been an eventful evening. I've enjoyed it. It's been our first live for 2025. Like I said, I'm in Manchester next week for the Chisora fight, so we won't be doing a live for that one. The 22nd, we will be doing a live watch along. I'll put up the flyer and stuff across the social media network so you can have a look at that. But it will be a full marathon for that. So sometimes I might have to play some intro music because quite rightly so, I'm not going to sit here and use a toilet. I might need to dip off. But yeah, so the next watch along more than likely will be February the 22nd. Hopefully I'll have some content. I'm going to try and, like I said, just keep the content flowing. I am trying to get up to the 10,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you could help me get there. It's just a goal that I want to achieve, and then after that I'm going to want 20, and because I'm always going to want whatever. But for now, the target is 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, you guys have been brilliant. So on that note, I'm going to go. If I'm here at 3 o'clock, I'm here at 3 o'clock. If I'm not, I'll be on Fight Talk Live TV, where we'll be discussing all of the fights. It's myself, give myself first, Danny from Fight Fan TV, Basic Kid, and Maestro, which is our US correspondent. So yeah, 10 p.m. tomorrow, Fight Fan TV, and you might see me at 3 a.m. But whatever it is, adios. All the love in the world. Look after yourself, and sometimes it's okay to be a prick. Bye.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.